There, does that work? There we go. That's why that's set. All right. For some reason, apparently, Mike input decided not to do that one. So, hello, everyone. Technical difficulties in that. Anyways, welcome to Mechwarrior Online. Looks like my OBS just got confused about which mic to use. I've got one built into my headset that I don't use because it's not as good quality as my other mic. So now we're doing our nonsense then. All right. So where were we? Right. I owe Crystal a meow. This one's for you, girl. Now, on to more serious business. We've got an AC-20 and 2 snub PPCs loaded up into our Rifleman, trying to go for that close-range brawling. Bit risky on the XL engine, because if we lose a side torso, we do blow up. But hey, those are risks that we are willing to take. Just going to go ahead and get ourselves into a match, hopefully, and we'll see where it goes. Oh, big sippy. All right, this one's for you. Lovely. All right, so. For those of you who don't know, the secret to getting a good match in Mechwarrior Online is to close your eyes and wiggle your head up and down like this, because it makes your little ears flip up and down. Now that we've done our obligatory good luck move, we're going to go Sarah's Medal and Conquest. Now, if I don't get my vote on this, Mechwarrior Online has a really great system where if you don't get your map or your game mode vote, your multiplier builds up. So if you get nothing for 4 or 5 games in a row, you'll get a 5 times multiplier, so your vote casts and then matters more. So you're always guaranteed to eventually get the map that you want, which is a mechanic I really like about the game. Before I started stream, I made myself some coffee, so I might be spilling a little bit of this. Yeah. What is Conquest for battlemech? So Conquest in this context is there's 5 control points, and each of them contributes to your total score. First team to 750 or to knock out all the enemies. No, it's first team to 750 wins. So even if all of the enemies are knocked out, as long as they have more capture points than you, they can still end up capturing and winning the game. Which is a little bit silly, I'll be honest, because if the entire enemy team is knocked out and you've got all the points you can eventually cap, then I'm not exactly sure why it does that. But I guess just to keep everyone from just faceplant annihilating each other. If you hear crunching sounds, I am snacking on little mini eggs because they are delicious. I don't know what the little sugar candy coating we put on it is, but it is highly addictive, so that's fun. Looks like we got, looks like the 601 team and the BWS squad, so probably 2 stacks of 3 there. Yeah. You can sometimes tell, by the clan tags, who's running possibly in a group, just because you see them all stacked together. Crunchy Easter? Yeah, it's the Crunchy Easter kind, the multicolored ones. It's they got the chocolate insides and then a little, crunchy, sugary outsides. That's rather annoying. Hey, why that gotta be like that? You see, this guy now has taken the command there, so he's just stopped messing with it. Yippee! You know, I feel good about this. All right, so we got 5 control points that we're gonna have to go for. Ooh, this thing is got some interesting camera. They've got a whole deal set up for this. Let's go. Well, unfortunately, their commanding role will be defeated by us not having any idea what we're doing. So we'll just have to go with that. Anyways, we're meant for close range brawling, so we want to get about 350-ish meters from the enemy. That's our maximum damage range. And then we don't want to get any closer, because if we get too much closer, short range missiles can hit us. So, do you hear piano? I don't hear piano. There's the sort of rumbling, thumping sounds of when I'm walking along and the battlemech makes noises, but I'm not sure if that sounds like piano to you. Let me just double check, make sure audio is going through right with this. Oh, that's weird. Okay, my OBS is doing something strange right now. Hang on a second. Okay, why is my audio set up so strangely? Okay, what the heck is going on here? Okay, that should work now, I think, right? Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah, my audio setup was just super scuffed there. Can y'all hear this now? Pew pew? hear noises and stuff. It's showing up now, I think. Huh. Okay, that's really weird. I don't know why my OBS audio capture was so fucky. Anyways, welcome to noises. We see a spider ahead of us that is getting jumped on by multiple enemies, so we're gonna see if we can't do something. And it's out of here. Okay, give him a thanks. I haven't played Mechwarrior online for a hot minute, so this is all coming back to me.
Gotcha.
Wonder if it's... Oop. Let's see, that should be... there we go. UAV down. Normally I can snapshot those a little faster, but okay, so yeah, weird. Don't know why the noises weren't working. Normally I'm very good at making noises, so it was just my mic at first, I thought, because I maybe unplugged it and replugged it or something. Alright, so you can see our battle group is kind of split out across here. There's an assault mech there. It's a Axum, which is one of the banes of our existences, given that they have a lot of gun. Still, we're able to fire pretty well. I'm going to try and get up on top of this roof here. Actually, is there a ramp on top of the buildings here? No, I don't think there is. Damn. Okay, so we're just going to have to get to the top of the hill and then shoot down. So we're a little bit outside of our effective range. Unfortunately, my lovely model is in the way of this, so you can't really see it, but we're going to try to take this guy's side off. Let's see here. Bloop. Oh, there we go. Got a hit. He's missing his side torso there. We're going to fire on him and get the kill. Let's go. First one to us. Can you resupply? No. So the way the game works is that when you drop in, that is the mech that you have for the duration of the battle. Any damage you suffer is permanent, and yeah, kind of goes about that way. In Mechwarrior 5, which is the PvE primarily game, kind of like space adventure loveliness that a bunch of people quite enjoy, I think the game is okay, just it suffers from its AI being kind of stupid. In that game, there is some repair stations on longer missions, but for the most part, Mechwarrior is a case of you have, like, any shot taken is permanent. They have to mitigate damage as best you can. Hello, Trench Bucket.
beta.
Oh, hi there. Because we just hilariously outgunned this guy, he's going to go down very quickly. Currently 4-2. There's a Jenner over here that we're going to try and snap out of existence in a second. Hi there, Roughneck. Oop. See, we focus fire on that thing's left torso and it fell off, so we're just going to move with the rest of our lance here. Hi. What are you? Okay. Oh. It dipped ever so slightly there. I thought it was going to run up the hill. Never mind. It's gone. So yeah, anyways. Little dire wolf there is going to... I don't want to accidentally block my allies here, so we're just going to give it a second and then move around the corner and then seal the kill. Never mind. Somebody else got it.
Nice.
Okay, this is going very well. Right, hi there. I overshot that. I'm very sad about that. Right leg. Is my aim off or something right now? Like, that is 2 shots in a row. I should not have missed. Owie, fuck. Actually, I might die to this if I'm not careful. Okay, I could not hit that thing's leg. Ah, no, damn it. Does your own mech have a coil gun? No, we do not have a coil gun. We have a big-ass autocannon called an AC-20. So, in this case, unfortunately, I got knocked out there. I did kind of stare at the mech for longer than I should have because I thought I could snapshot him. My aim is ever so slightly off right now because I haven't played Mechwarrior online for a bit, so getting the little bit of kind of skill issue that we saw there. Anyways, now that we've gone down, we can just spectate for the last bit of the match. It's 10-4. They have a cap advantage over us and like a little bit of points, but we can quickly get that back. So, given that the one guy is just like toasted here and he's going to go down any second now, yeah. Oh well. Part of Mechwarrior Online 2 is also knowing when to just like essentially suicide charge into the enemy and then decide, yeah, this is worth it. So, let's see if we can't see this fight over here, switching to spectators. Yep. So in this case, this is a Mad Cat 2. It's got Gauss rifles and large lasers trying to burn through the enemy there. So, I believe the Gauss rifles are... I think they're coil guns? I'm not exactly sure how the Gauss tech works for it. I know it's magnetically accelerated Barrow something rounds, so basically it's a tungsten rod from God, and that does the whole business there. Now we just need to cap the theta point, and we should be in business here.
I can grab cap.
And in a second now, I think it should go. We'll neutralize that, and that should be it. Yeah, there we go. So, type in GG.
Nice.
Oh, hey, another Twitch streamer. There you go. We are the twitchiest streamer in this chat. So yeah, if Mechwarrior Online interests anyone, the game is free to play. It's fairly easy to get into. There's a bunch of free trial mechs you get at the start, which are respectably built. I will not say they are perfect or anything, because of course it is a trial mech, and you'll have to then tune it to your liking. Actually, I don't think you can edit the trial mechs, but it does give you like a basis to like toy around with a couple different styles of builds, figure out what you like, what you don't like, and that. Oh, Ree wants some meow? Okay, hang on, girl. Give me 1 sec. There you go. All right, so yeah, that is the Rifleman. Open it up. So what I like to do is, let's see, I'm just gonna show off all of the mechs here. Yes, all of the robots. As you might notice, we have about, I don't know, 200-ish robots, so we have quite a few of them to go around. Some of them are invalid because I stripped out all their internals to fit into other stuff, reworking whatever I got. These are just kind of the heavies right now, and there's a whole bunch of them. Oh, another big sippy. Okay, I'm gonna take a big slurp of coffee. Good sippy. All right. Hey, we have this Ebon Jaguar we haven't played for a bit, so let's go back to just filtering our systems here. I like to filter by either clan or innersphere, depending what I feel like playing. What do I have in this little snow leopard looking thing? Double Hag 30. Okay, so take a look at this mech. This is an Ebon Jaguar. It's a clan mech. Specifically, it's got the Ebon Jaguar Smoke Jaguar camo, so it's got this, well, they call it a Smoke Jaguar. I think it looks like a snow leopard, and I like snow leopards, so there. Yeah. Snow leopards are best cat, besides me, of course. I'll actually, Okay, I will admit that I am kind of torn, because on one hand, snow leopards are really cool. On the other hand, lynxes are kind of awesome. So it's like, better column A, better column B. I don't know, it's like, no, you're best. You're not. Nope. See, I am best cat because I did not put cinnamon in my curry. Haha. Got him. All right, so we're gonna run a Hag 30 build in this case. Your best pup? I don't know enough pups to argue that, so I will give you that one. Alright, anyway, so we're going to be going with a dual Hag 30 build in this thing. So the idea of Hag 30s is it's a short form of Hyper Assault Gauss Rifle. So basically they took a regular Gauss Rifle and thought, what if this thing shot more bullet? So it requires a bit of time to charge up. That's one of the unique mechanics of Gauss Rifles. You have to charge them, and the capacitor can only hold for so long. So you get like maybe 1.5, 2 seconds at most of charge up time where you can like hold that, and then you have to go pew pew pew. You put hot water in your cereal. That's an interesting life choice. I mean, I guess you can do that, but I don't really see why you would. Unless it's like just adding like hot water to like oats to make oatmeal or something, in which case, yeah, that's valid. And I don't really know people who put hot water into cereal. An interesting life choice. I mean, if it makes you happy, go for it, sure, but anyways, back to our usual magic trick. So I'm going to close my eyes and wiggle my ears up and down because I look very cute while doing this. And it ends up getting me a match, usually. This is what the internet was made for, watching a Catboy wiggle his ears around while waiting for battlemech. It has powdered milk in the cereal, so that's why you put hot water and it tastes great. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, yeah, just like powdered milk then. Okay, so you're just making your own milk in the cereal. Huh. Should really take a clip of that of me just like bouncing around. Put it to like one of those. The AC is on. They have water. They're listening to their favorite music. Don't break the windows. Just put that inside of like a battlemech cockpit. Tip: working as a team increases your chance of surviving overwhelmingly. Yes, teamwork is in fact overpowered. This is why games like League of Legends work diligently to make sure that you cannot have any teamwork possible. I just love harping on League of Legends every time that I can. I don't even play League of Legends. It's just one of those fun things to beat with a like stick. Okay, so looks like we have a full stack of the CLCH crew. I I don't see another full stack on the enemy team, so that means that either they've got like a pair, they might have, can't tell. Nope, never mind. There's 3 of the 601 tags, so it tries to match like one group against one group on the other side, and then just kind of like fill out the rest of the parties with whatever. Generally, you only see like one group, like a full lance per game. Matchmaker is generally solo queue from my knowledge, but it does put groups together for that. Yep, there you go. NekoboyBlue in the chat. Vivi's not the only one bouncing. Yes, you see, my kind of bouncing is very cutesy in that, and you cannot interpret that poorly in any way possible.
Start your engines.
Online. Sensors online.
Yes, the clams.
Online. All systems now.
We've got the Finner Sphere versus the clams.
Override engaged.
You're not cute, you're a gremlin. You're damned right. Alright, anyways, we are going to be trying to move in. Now, our guns have very long range of about 800 meters. You can't see it because, unfortunately, I am in the way, and I'm going to stay in the way because that's what I do. But just trust me when I say our effective range is 800 meters. Now, it's important to note, effective is not equal to our maximum. So, we can generally, with weapons in this game, hit out to twice our effective weapons range. So even though we do full damage at 800 meters, we can still do damage up to like 1600. So this means we're trying to go for that long-range suppressive fire angle, and we're going to see what is battlemech universe spaceships. So in terms of that, there's a couple different things in battletech universe. There's dropships, which are the most common thing you'll see. They're the things that dropped us off at the start of the match. Then there's things called jump ships, which are used for travel between systems. Because the Battletech universe kind of established like, hey, we don't really know how to build these anymore. We should probably like not blow them up. Everyone kind of universally agreed not to attack jump ships, because that means that literally everyone else in the inner sphere would come and kick the shit out of you if you mess with them. So it's kind of an interesting angle on that. Same with the faster than light communication network called the hyperpulse generators.
Guys,
So-
Fox 4, if we can cut into Fox
Got
5.
only a commando up there. Stone Rhino
With
that
it
is
now.
missing his side
okay,
torso now.
okay,
Nice.
never mind.
So we'll go after that thing, just trying to group up with our friends. We have a direwolf far in the back, but he's very big and slow, so yeah. Battletech has some spaceships. There's some very good series. Tex Talks Battletech is a wonderful series that I highly recommend because it's a lot of fun to watch.
I feel like we're going to have
Hello.
a fight.
We have over here. Stone Crusher. Alright. No idea what he just said, but okay.
No.
We're basically
Looks like
trading
they're getting
land.
rotated on pretty hard by stuff. Just gonna marker those what I can. Oop, that's a pillar that we would phase through. Never mind. Night Geo down here with ATMs. Hi there. Bam, 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 bam. And now, because he's gonna use missiles, watch this. His missiles are gonna fly after us, but because we broke line of sight, they're gonna fly right into the ridge there, and we're gonna have reloaded our guns in time to poke out again and hit him. He's gonna have a bad time. Screw you, sniper missile player.
Fuck, he's shooting me in the back.
Target
God
destroyed.
damn it.
New target acquired.
Yeah.
Fuck
Missile
off,
player
Amanda.
defeated.
Nice
Nicely
back
done.
here.
I don't think he even got a point of damage. Excellent. We are getting like heavy
God,
rotation
our
over
team's
there.
cut in
That's
half.
like
We're
all
gonna
of their
get
tonnage.
destroyed in Delta 6 here.
Yeah, we don't really have a way of saving them. We're too strung out. So
But I was
airstrike going down
dead.
there. You can see the plane. All right, let's
Yeah, but
see.
like I said, it's just a
Acquired.
trade. Like,
Yeah.
just get traded for the other.
So we need to try and find an angle we can engage here, as our buddies are kind of getting clobbered. And Atlas is forward. So in that case, we fell down the hill a little bit, so we got less than ideal damage.
New target
Let's see if
acquired.
anything peeks over here as we go with our little scope in mode. Oh, somebody to our right.
New
Hi there.
target acquired.
Bam, 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 bam. Now, damage is done in sections, so if we look at our enemy's paper doll over there, we can see that they have lost their left side torso, and they're currently running cord, meaning their center torso is open. You blow up the center torso, you blow up the mech. It's one of the 3 ways generally to kill a mech. Either you can kill the cockpit, you can break both legs, or you can take out the
New
engine.
target acquired.
Alright, let's see. What do you got here? Hi, Annie. I somehow missed all those shots.
Target destroyed.
Never mind, he's down.
New
So in that case, that was a light fusion engine, because when both side torsos went kablooey, it exploded. Okay, there's some weird hitbox on that corner. I am
Yeah, I mean, if
confused.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I got half of the shots in there. Unfortunately, our guns are in the right and left arms of our mech, so we're not getting terrific shots here, but let's see if we can't get some rounds in on target. We're kind of holding them at this angle, because if they peek around that corner, I have a great shot into them. I can see pulse lasers going off there. I just have to stay aware of where the enemy is. It's 5 to 3, and we're at a slight advantage. Plus, I know that they're fairly stripped out. Hi there. Nope. It's got a lot of autocannon too, so sustained DPS. I'm better at burst than it is. I'm gonna peek out and try and put a shot in it. Tried to shoot through a mech there and didn't see it. Alright, so there's a linebacker over there that has a missing side torso. We're still pretty fresh, but we're just going to hold this position because we keep them from rotating this way.
Target acquired.
Just going to mark that thing for 5 seconds or so. Commando that we might be able to get a hit into here. Yep. So a couple of our shots went wide, but we still got some hits into it. Alright, there's a Grand Dragon as well. Tell you what, we're going to rotate over here and try and do a little bit of dueling.
New target acquired.
Linebacker is pretty lit up. Hi there, you.
Crazy time.
Yeah, you have heavy PPCs. I win this trade. Ow. Not when they're behind me. Owie. What? Where did that hit me from? Also, what am I stuck on? Crap. Bam, bam, bam. Ah. I thought my allies were watching my back. Apparently they chose to run off instead. Never mind. This is going to go poorly. And bloop. Ah. So, unfortunately, because we gave up holding that spot, they were able to freely push in. I thought that my allies down to the right were in a crossfire and skirmish position, so I wasn't aware of where they were. That Grand Dragon's paper doll showed it was very weak in center torso, although it was twisting against me pretty well. So, have to be a little careful about that. They can probably clean this up pretty well. We've got a Goss ERPPC Sniper Marauder here that is able to do a lot of damage from long range. Still pretty fresh. Blackjack with Laser Vomit. An Abaddon, which I don't know what mech this is. The latest legendaries. They've done this really annoying thing where they just give it a name, but they don't give it a prefix to say like, hey, this is a Yakra mech, or this is like a Nightgear, or anything else like that. They just call it something, and it's really annoying because you have to like know all of the legendaries to figure out what mech you're actually facing. Because if I say I'm gonna fight an Abaddon or an Axum or a Stonecrusher, unless you know what that legendary mech is, you have no idea what you're actually up against. So it's really annoying. In this case, you can see we're still pretty close here, 9 to 8. So they can probably clean this up. Our Raven is unfortunately lagged fighting this dragon. Left torso, hotel, dragon kills. Good job. Give a little call out there. Nightgear top of Fox 6 on the rocks.
We took out 2 of our fresh Marauder 2Cs.
On this guy here. You can see them using 4 large lasers to kind of cook away at him whenever he pokes out. Hey, there we go. Executioner Prime down. 1 left. Call it to the team with whatever we got. Now the question is, what do they have left here? Because I'm pretty sure we can win a 4v1, but the question is, what is it?
Something light, maybe?
They had a commando with 4 X-pulses somewhere.
Dead. He's dead.
Dragon
dead.
Fox 5? Yeah, I would assume over there somewhere.
Take a look around and see what it is.
Did anybody kill a linebacker?
Yes.
Okay.
Just trying to do, oh, hey, it's, that, other streamer we're fighting off against. Yeah, there we are. Or the streamers.
Steve, did you see my little Marauder perch over there?
I did not.
Oh. It was working.
Big and lovely big
Until I got narked.
Anyways, we're just going to finish spectating this one. I'll just clear some of my queue thing here. There we go. Now the question is, where is the last one? Because they could be hiding anywhere, trying to get like a last snipe off or preserving their KDR, which is kind of a cowardly move in this. I'm just saying, like, most people are like, all right, it's time to die heroically, and they go for like one last reckless YOLO solo charge. In this case, G5, G6, Mauler.
That's the Mauler. His side torso should be, yep.
So this thing is very close range, LB20s and medium lasers. Left torso kill. We were shooting at this thing earlier, but it's a standard, never mind. I should have known that, because LB20s take up too many slots in the side torso to be a light engine. So, that was their last heroic stand. We're going to give them a GG.
Wow, match, boys.
Yeah.
GG.
Pretty close match. We did end up going down there because we weren't aware of the position of things, but still respectable damage dealt and taken. We will take it. Yeah. Now back into more Battletech-y stuff. All right. Also, I was rambling about Battletech spaceships. So, there is warships in Battletech, but they kind of got phased out because some of the initial Battletech warfare in the Inner Sphere, which is the place where most everything happens, They did just get a little too nuke happy, and after a while they realized, hey, this whole like strategic nuclear warfare thing we're doing, we're kind of just like leaving a whole bunch of barren husks that aren't worth anything. So we're gonna call it quits on this. And then they had a whole convention about it called the Ares Convention, where they said, okay, let's just tune down the nuclear warfare, guys. So then spaceships became a little less prominent because essentially they legalized mech warfare for stuff. So while you might not have been able to, justify, like, in the whole politic thing, nuking somebody, you could justify dropping, like, say, 36 battlemechs onto their headquarters. So that's how a lot of lore stuff happened to basically explain why we kind of do battlemech combat right now. Because essentially the battlemechs in-game, they kind of kick the shit out of tanks, just the added mobility advantage of it. It is also a little bit silly at the end of the day, so don't take it all too seriously for like your hi-fi sci-fi realism glasses and that. End of the day, we have Big Stompy Robot because Big Stompy Robot is fun. Some of them carry swords and beat the snot out of each other. Yes. That was the Inner Sphere's answer to when the clans invaded. The clans had their whole, we engage in honorable combat from like opposite hilltops. We have long-range weapons. The Inner Sphere said, fuck you, I'm putting a sword and shield on a Black Knight and I'm gonna charge at your ass and then you're gonna have to deal with it. And the clans all said, no! Anyways, that's your Battletech history lesson. I'm quite happy with this one, actually. Let's see if we can't put some more skill points in it before I forget. That's why we didn't max out our survivability trees and stuff, so we'll buy a few more skill points here. The lore of Battletech is ultimately Mechwarrior stuff happens. It is ultimately serving to have big stompy robots fight each other. There's various reasons for wanting it, and there's quite a bit of like faction lore and other interesting events and characters and books and stuff. But yeah, Battletech is a very drug-filled lore. Yeah, Battletech is. I will not call it all good or all bad. I will say that of the Battletech lore that I've been exposed to, most of it is pretty good. There's a few bits of it that just kind of make you scratch your head. You're like, well, that doesn't make any sense. But at the same time, some of the like things in universe that don't make any sense are deliberately made that way because it's nonsense, but it's consistent nonsense. Like a whole bunch of people in a setting don't know how to build a whole bunch of battle mechs or starships or etc. Because as it turns out, when a whole bunch of nuclear warheads blow up like all the reserves of like archives and production bases, and most of the people who know stuff and the ones who actually know things are very tentative about releasing this info, then it makes sense why the Inner Sphere basically went backwards for like 200 to 300 years or so. Yeah, why the third Succession War was the most interesting part, because after the first and second ones, note how I say Succession Wars plural. They had one of them where it's like, all right, let's all fight for the big power vacuum that's been created. And then that went extremely poorly. Then they had a little bit of a break, and then they did it all again. And then after that second one, they said, okay, look, we don't have the resources anymore, so we're just going to do a little bit more smaller scale raids on each other instead of like big battalions of battlemechs smashing. So now you get smaller things like lances of battlemechs fighting each other. A lance is 4 battlemechs and stuff. Yeah. Battletech lore is really interesting. I love the Succession Wars era of it because it's very scrappy and haggard, and it doesn't have the clans in their power creep and stuff. I don't like the clans in Battletech. I find them to be boring, mainly because it's representing the power creep of like, ooh, we've got long range everything. Ooh, we've got these precision headshotty weapons. Ooh, we've got all the things for our super Timberwolf. And it's like, okay, cool, you've just got everything better. Very nice. Like, I like that Alexander Kerensky did the whole, hey, we're going to do Operation Exodus and dip the fuck into the Inner Sphere before it implodes. That's a good idea. But when you just have the whole, like, ooh, clan better everything, it's like, ugh. It just bores the crap out of me. Mostly because it also represents sort of the in-setting development. Like, I think that third Succession War era around the year 3000 is kind of the most interesting. 3025 era, that's like the start of Battletech kind of like development-wise in books and things. Also like initial release. Nowadays, if you look at Battletech in modern era where they progress the timeline a whole bunch, everything is like extended range or pulse or Gauss or like double heatsink endo steel ferrofiber, blah, 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 blah. It's just a whole bunch of terms that make everything very convoluted and haggard. And I like the simplicity of just saying, hey, here is a battle mech. Here's the number of heat sinks. Here's the loadout. It makes sense for the setting at the time instead of everything getting, I'd say overly complex to the detriment of it. Where like basically if a modern battle mech does not have like, it's hard to see on this one. Hang on a sec. We'll just load up an archer. It's probably my silly archer. Yeah, it's like if a modern battlemech does not have like an endosteel frame with double heat sinks and like some sort of special armor, that's like it's not viable. It needs a light engine or an XL or a supercharge or targeting computer, ECM, blah 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 blah. It's just a whole bunch of like advanced stuff that I think kind of gets in the way of what I enjoy. So that's why I like the less is more angle. It's why I think games like Harebrained Schemes 2018 BattleTech are so good, because they put you in that era where it's like, yeah, double heat sinks or extended range weapons, these are super fucking rare. These are valuable. Yeah, this makes a lot of sense, instead of post Hell Memory Core, which is basically them just unlocking like, I don't know, BattleTech 2.0 pretty much. It's like, hey, here's how to make all this old abandoned shit that was previously really valuable. Now it's just like common everywhere. It's like, ah. Anyways, long-winded rant about BattleTech-y stuff aside, let's play some more mechs. So, I kind of feel like shadowcatting now that I've rambled a little bit about stuff. So, Shadowcat, for those of you who played, I think it's Mechwarrior 3, you'll recognize this mech. Here's the loadout. ECM, 2 ER peeps, pretty simple stuff. I painted mine all black because it's a lucky black cat, also because it messes with people's IFF and that. Turns out, when you have ECM coverage, making so the little magical red box doesn't appear around you when they try and target you from maximum range is very handy. Also, having a very dark silhouette makes it difficult to see. So, that, and because I'm lazy, I sometimes just decide, all right, I'm going to paint this thing all black. Black. Does infantry still do a job in the BattleTech? Yes, it does. At the end of the day, it turns out having a bunch of grunts who can dig in and just hold a position is still relevant in the modern mech combat scene. So, you have you've basically got like infantry are meant to like be really annoying and hold areas. Urban environment is great for them because it turns out you just set up a bunch of infantry in a building and now they have rocket launchers to shoot at mechs from up high where their guns can't elevate, and it's just really effective for that. You've also just got the cost value where it's like, oh, how much does like it cost to send a battlemech versus how much to send a squad of grunts over to like secure a fuel depot or something. Battlemech's still like the defining force, but you've got combined arms. Like, you've got tanks, you've got hovercraft, you've got aerospace assets. Like, there's still helicopters, and well, I guess they're just lumped under VTOLs now, but it's like, you got VTOLs and aerospace fighters and other things. Like, you get aerospace fighters, these will keep dropships out of the area so they can't put battlemechs on the field. Conversely, you can have a bunch of anti-air platforms that are really good against orbital assets, but if you get a bunch of battlemechs who roll up on that and knock those out, then everything kind of like, it's all like kind of tied together. Just battlemechs is another thing where they add on to like some of the modern military stuff. Need infantry to handle people element? Yeah, that's another thing. In fact, quite a few mechs in games have weapons specifically for handling infantry. They've got machine guns and flamethrowers, which don't really do that much against battlemechs, but against a like squad of infantry, they're going to have a little bit of effect. Also, a mech that happens to just walk by an area and expose its weak rear armor, suddenly, when you have 2 squads of infantry pop up behind that and then unleash a whole torrent of rocket launchers into them, they feel very bad. Oh yeah, and there's also armored infantry. The clans brought along power armor because they thought it was cool. So you have these little annoying bullfrogs. Basically, you've got a dude in an Iron Man style suit. Well, I guess maybe less Iron Man, more like a Warhammer Terminator with jump jets. You know, let's do that. Take a Warhammer 40k Terminator and give it jump jets. That's a bullfrog for you. I don't think the bullfrog is a technical name, but it's what everyone calls them. So these little jumpy shits are hopping all over the battlefield. Your mech-sized weapons are not really effective against them, and they're just these dodgy little shits who will take a rocket round to the chest, get angry, stand back up, flippy the bird, and then come and try and like take apart your mech at the knees. They're terrifying. Anyways, we're into a match now. Got another stack versus stack. Looks like a QFES squad versus the 42s. So, hey, let's see. There's some squads playing right now. Yeah. Yeah, I do like that BattleTech addresses, like, yes, battlemechs, like, they're the, like, big, like, thing in the room, but you still have all the other aspects of, you know, like, modern-ish, modern future military conflict-y thing, blah. Also, tanks are scary. Like, don't get me wrong. A battlemech, it can walk over and flip a tank over. That has happened in the lore. It's really fucking funny. You get, like, a big super tank, and then a guy with a battlemech just walks over, happens to just basically pick it up with his hands and flip it upside down and immobilizing it. It's really silly, but it happened. But at the same time, the tank is like a lot less of the tonnage is devoted towards mobility stuff like the battlemech is. Like, you need to have all the like ligaments and stuff to make the battlemech work. Hello there. How do you do? Good day. Yes. I've made a friend. Anyways, what was I talking about? Right, tanks and stuff. So yeah, you can still have tanks to do a bunch of stuff. You can have missile carriers that are really good at throwing a whole bunch of missiles at people. You can have a Demolisher's tank, which is an 80-ton monstrosity that has 2 AC-20s. Those hit really fucking hard. And if an AC-20 hits the cockpit of a battlemech, that battlemech is no longer on the battlefield. That battlemech is now a headless husk that is sitting on the ground. And that means you can salvage it. Anyways, we're going to be doing some skirmishy things, so our goal is to stay around the 800-ish meter mark and try and pepper people from afar. We've got our ERPBC that goes pew! Long-range lightning bolt thrower, basically, so we're just going to pop our heads up using our jump jets here like this, and realize that we have made an oops, so we're just going to zoom out of here. I just realized how many mechs there was over there. Heavy presence, Charlie 3 corner.
New target acquired.
Now, you see, our jump jets make us shake around a whole bunch when we fly upwards, but when we stop flying upwards, then we go stable because we're falling. So, we need to jump up, press our jump, and then fire our shot. Tank can still work in Mechflow Universe? Yeah, exactly. And they do work. The other thing is that they are a lot simpler and cheaper, so that's why, like, you still get common military vehicles, like tanks and things, in Battletech, and they work pretty well, all things considered. Just if you can pay the premium, battle mechs are a bit of a step up in frontline combat. Just gonna zoom our way around the backside here. Yeah. Like the original battle mech, the Mackie, I believe it was, which is a big 100-ton assault mech from like 2400 something, give or take. It was like the first battle mech. It went up against a squad of 4 tanks and literally flattened them. Like it just no shot, no question. It's like, oh yeah, it turns out this thing is actually really good. We might want to invest in these. And that's what kicked off a bunch of the Intersphere arms race at the time. So that was cool. I'm gonna go steal their point because it's gonna piss them off. And as we all know, tilting your enemy is a very good strategy because it makes them play worse. You may notice a beeping sound. That is our mask module. Basically, we are supercharging our engine, although this comes at the cost of us having well, basically our legs explode if we go over the 80% line there. We start taking a whole bunch of damage, and it is not good. So we have to make sure we don't use it for too long. Anyways, I can't really see anyone over there, but that looks like a UAV. Let's try shooting that. Not enough damage at this range. We'll try again. There we go. Got a UAV kill, so we contributed here. We're capping the Sigma point, and then we're going to go after whoever's in the back line over there. And yeah. There's a scale shot, which is a very good close-range mech. To try and pepper some shots into that commando. Can barely see him, though. At this range, it's just kind of spitting in the wind.
New target acquired.
And boop. That'll hit. I think we played against that commando another game ago. Oh, hit the rock there instead. It's because my guns are on the left side, so convergence kind of screwed me there. And that is our commando. Glad I didn't shoot them by accident. All right, anyways, we capped the point. Let's go harass some more people.
Coming up.
There should be people along the back ridge along here. You can see a fire starter at the very least far off there. So we're just going to zoom our way over here as fast as possible until we get a shot, like so. Come on, give me your shot. Boop. Hit that one in the arm. Not the best damage, but still, any damage matters. Probably shoot down a UAV here to be helpful, but just going to take a look around for any targets we want. I'm surprised that one went through him. Okay. Oop, overcorrected there. All right, anyways, we're going to shoot down that UAV because denying the enemy intel is important. There we go. Hello, you. Boop. Wait, that is enemy, right? I'm pretty sure that was enemy. I'm 90% sure that was an enemy. Anyways, hello, you. Boop. Shoot that one in the right leg. We are overheating a lot, so I'm going to pop a cool shot, which is a consumable coolant use. So basically, we inject a whole bunch of fresh coolant into our mech, although it takes time to recharge. Trying to aim at this thing's legs. Hit it in the toesy there. Right leg on Juliet Firestarter. Do little call-outs as I fall into a hole here and try and speed my way over. We've got a Viper engaging them, so this should be a pretty easy win. I'm going to try and fire some shots here off. There we are. Going to go for the kill here now in a second. If it will let me. My aim is like something off tonight. I don't know why. Oh, I can barely see this guy. Okay. Here, buddy. Oh, somebody shot me in the back. Hi there. Left leg. You'd be so kind as to, there we go. That got him. Oh, that was the last one. Yippee! We got a GG on our team. 12-4. We got this. Oh, yeah. So, yeah. That's how you do that. Shadowcats are a lot of fun to play. You can be a very good skirmishing harasser. You've got all the stuff you need to be sneaky. We didn't get a lot of damage there, but we did some tactical plays, denying some UAVs, doing a back cap. This is not like a full damage mech. We also kind of stomped over the enemy with 12-4 there, and I never got a chance to really do much damage, but I'm happy with our performance in that. We'll do another one, see if we can't get some more, I don't know, slower gameplay a little bit. Yeah. Yippee! Oh, yeah? Okay, hang on a sec. My mouth is full of chocolate. Give me one moment. Huh. Here's your meow, Emmy. Alright, let's do another Shadowcat run. Yeah. I like the Shadowcat quite a bit. It's a mech I slept on for a while. It is quite good at what it does. That said, I won't say that, like, it's not going to be one of those mechs that really wins you, like, a whole bunch of games noticeably. Like, it's not the thing carving, like, half of the team apart with its guns or anything like that. But it's just in the right place at the right time. It very much rewards having a good kind of, like, skirmisher mindset in that. Oh, big sippy. Okay, hang on. Where's my water bottle? Yeah. Big sippy. Yeah. It's one of those mechs. Why does it sound like an actual cat meowing? Because I am a cat boy. That's why. I am very good at what I do, thank you. Which is be a nuisance. Alright, anyways. Yeah, the Shadowcat, it gives you the tool set to be very effective on the battlefield. It's also very forgiving in a certain sense. The combination of mask, jump jets, a good-sized engine, and a fairly light mech means that if you position yourself poorly, you can correct that pretty fast. In a straight stand-up fight, you're not going to have, like, a whole bunch of health to really, like, tank through stuff, because you're still only, like, a 45-ton mech. Mechs range from the 20 to 100-ton brackets, so. Yeah. Why can I not queue 25 big sippies in a row? Because I wanted to avoid drowning myself. I have a friend who has a, special hydration thing, which is like 10,000 points. And literally someone redeems it every stream. She has to drink until she can't. It's kind of funny, but I have learned not to do that to myself. Oh, voted for skirmish. I should have voted for assault mode. I like the assault mode better, but we're just building our modifier here. Yeah. Viridian Bog for the good old Bog Champ and that. Yeah. I will say this. For anyone who's like wanting to try Mechwarrior Online, give it a shot. It might be the game for you. I've played a lot of the game, so I don't play it as much anymore because in a way, I've kind of like exhausted or completed the game. Like, there's only so much content in a game before you get to a certain point where it's like, I've done this song and dance before. That said, I still enjoy picking it up from time to time or playing with friends. It's a very good title for what it is, being like a 10-year-old game. You want to drown me? No! Well, thank you for vindicating why I put cooldowns on things. All right. Let's do some Solaris City. So, Solaris City is one of the maps of all time. It is one of the notoriously poor performing maps on, well, just in terms of systems performance. In terms of actual, like, layout and, like, peak angles, fire corridors, positionings, etc., it's not bad. It's just, holy crap, does it have a lot of particle effects that it really does not have to. So, yeah. For being a 10-year-old game, this thing, it is CryEngine, and it still is pretty performance heavy. Ooh, we have Darth Gandalf on our team. Ah, yes, I know them from Star Trek. All right, let's see what we can get done now. So, Solaris City, as the name would imply, is the city on Solaris 7. As to why there's not like multiple different ones called Solaris City, if there's two cities on the same planet, I don't know. They just kind of went with it. This is where they have the space gladiator battles because they decided that was cool, and so then they did it because, you know, why not? I mean, come on, you give people battle mechs. It's only a matter of time before somebody says, "Hey, what if we made this a sport?" So, go to Solaris 7. You can hedge your bets on things. Speaking of sports, there was quite literally in Battletech lore a football match played for the sovereignty of a planet. I am not kidding you. American football in like the year 3000 something. They did this because they thought that the clans who were invading, they would have no knowledge of football and would be super easy to beat. So they got their big old muscular guys like your modern American football team. They put them on the field. And then the clans showed up with like 7 to 8 foot tall superhuman elementals who weigh like 300 to 400 pounds apiece, and just floored them. Like, no shot, no competition, no nothing. They had to like give control of the planet over. Because as it turns out, the clanners, they took their knowledge of football with them. And they've been playing football for like 200 or 300 years off in the star systems in the like distant belt they're in. Yeah. No. American football. That's why I said distinctly it's American football. Because if I say football otherwise, everyone thinks the noticeably like important thing of, hey, this is a game we play with a ball and we kick it with our feet. Why would we call it soccer? Obviously, it's football. I still don't like that it's called soccer in like the North America. It's like, God. Yeah, American football is like another thing. Also, it's like in American football, you barely kick the ball with your feet. You're throwing it half the time. Why is it called football?
Fuel at 25%. Fuel at 0%.
Anyways, jumpy up onto here, and we're just going to be trying to do some skirmishing. We got a Incubus ahead of us with the Compy tag, which I think means that they play comp. I do not play comp in this game. I had considered it before. I played with a few friends in the kind of like faction play mode. I decided that, you know what, playing with some of the sweatiest people who want to make like no fun happen in the game at all is not actually that enjoyable. Imagine that.
Target spotted.
I'm not against there being a competitive scene, don't get me wrong. It's just, this is not a game that I would say is like a super competitive one. It is more of a for funsy thing. You can do a bunch of stuff to be like competitive and like get better at it, but again, I don't consider this to be like, that thing has rotary autocannons. I can peek this thing all day. Or I could shoot the building, okay.
Looks like we got some targets in Echo 5.
New target acquired.
Aha! I think I hit him in the leg. He slowed down a lot there. Did I like him? He slowed down. Oh, hi, you. Oh, okay, that's hot. Ow. Okay, so I overheated slightly there. I have learned not to peek that angle anymore because there's a big 100-ton mech staring at me, and it fired a bunch of big autocannons. Now, that said, I had to be stupid to peek that angle. So because they know that I would have to be stupid, obviously they're not going to be watching it. Okay, they underestimated me. See this? Because I took a moment, he was like, yes, this guy has negative intelligence. He won't peek the same angle twice.
Stay bunched up, but you get shot one by one.
Aha. Thing is EC5s, and it's going to pepper a little bit of shots at me. I'm going to fire one last burst here and then get out. Yep. This way, it will not have enough time to really do damage. He's going to push up onto me. I'm just going to drop down and deny him. See, I have now occupied this 100-tonner's entire brain cell.
Acquired.
Coincidentally, I'm also going to occupy this guy's face. Go switch over to thermals here so I can get a better shot. There we are. Try to deny him some stuff here. Gonna do a little bit of skirmishing. There we are. Uh-oh. I'm in trouble. Hi, buddy. Okay, this is less than stellar. So we're gonna try and get out of here and see if we can or not. Gonna use our elevation advantage to get up like this and see if we can't run. Nope, never mind. So we did a bit of an oops there. We taunted just a little bit too hard and we captured too much of the enemy's attention. That said, they overcommitted onto us, so hopefully our team will capitalize somewhere else. Soccer is like a curse for your country. I'm not sure which country that is, but take your word for it. Got Battlemaster with a whole bunch of snub PVCs and rocket launchers and stuff, just trying to be a menace in close quarters, but it's overheating.
One dude just cored the shit out of me.
Let's see, what else do we have? Just taking a look around, see if there's anything we got going here. This match is going to go on for a little bit, because it's only 2 to 4 right now, so I might just dip out and hop into a new one. Just looking around. Yeah, I'm not really seeing anything too interesting. This Battlemaster is kind of cool. Let me bend myself out of the way. Yeah.
UAV Echo 4.
If you take a look, you can see that the Battlemaster here has a bunch of snub BBCs, which is very dangerous in close quarters because this thing has a lot of kablooey. So, kind of cool to see that. Yeah, this match is going to go on for a bit. So, tell you what, we are going to hop out of it. We'll event. I don't really care about the outcome of it. We'll be told at some point or other. I'm not one to really track my wins and losses and stuff. I just try and focus on doing better in that. Yeah. Okay. Wow, I've already been at this for almost an hour now. Damn. All right, here's the plan, chat. I need to refill my water bottle. So, we're going to take a little 3-minute ad break on the hour because Twitch makes us. And then after that, we'll be back and we will get into some more Mechwarrior silliness and whatnot. And yeah, we'll be back after whatever these messages are. Alrighty, chat. Thank you for being patient. We are back on our bullshit once again. Now, because we were just talking about American football, I think we have to do something about that. Remember when I said that football was still a thing? Yeah. Here's the thing. They named, the clans did this specifically. They named a mech the linebacker, okay? Look at this thing. I gave this the American paint job that it deserves. I gave this, this like little football helmet thing on the chin. That's there. That comes baseline with the mech. We are going to American footballize the enemy. We're doing this by cramming all the short-range missiles I could possibly fit into this thing, and we're gonna go club somebody's face in. All right? All right, let's do this. Actually, make sure I have, oh, apparently I have, skill nodes refunded, because I haven't run this thing in a while. We'll take high explosive, why not? Heat gen and range sounds useful. We'll go with that. Also velocity, very nice to have. Overheat, reinforced case, we don't need that, but we do need top speed. Yes, yes. We'll get that. Torso pitch, I don't really care about that stuff. Yeah. I've not run this thing for a while, so I'm just going to refund and reset all my other thingies. Seismic sensors so we can see around corners if we hold still is very good. Radar deprivation, so we're sneaky. Oh, yeah. Let's see. Quick ignition, gyros. We don't need any of that. We don't need that. This stuff all looks pretty good. Over by a few points, so we'll just cut back a little bit on the range, I think. That looks all right. Need to buy some skill points. We got, we can purchase some that we already have. Let's see. Just go with, like, I think... See, we need 51, so I think an extra 12 skill points to do it here, right? That looks about right. Perfect. We're actually one over. Cool. All right, so yeah, the good old American hero. It's for any of the people who are footballers in the chat. I know basically nothing about American football, so we're just going to go with the linebacker that has red, white, and blue on it. Let's do it. This is probably going to get me shot at because it is a complete eyesore, like just the vibrant coloration of it. But at the same time, you could do psychological damage by having super duper eyesore mechs. I know for a fact that some people have shot at my Annihilator because it looks like Barney the Dinosaur. Alright, we want close range combat. We don't have jump jets, so Canyon Network's not going to be very fun. Kind of want to go Grim Plexus Domination. Yeah, they'll get us close quarters combat and then we can missile some people. Anyways, I'm still continuing to cram my face with chocolate. So, Domination is King of the Hill mode. There's going to be a big radar dish with a weird greenish yellow circle-y thing. And we're going to go stand inside of it. And if we hold it for a minute with no enemies in it, then we win it. Or, as Domination usually goes, we revolve around it and then we shoot everyone who gets in our way. Yeah. The linebacker is a very fast mech for its tonnage. It's 65 tons, but it can run like over 100 kilometers an hour with our current loadout. So it's pretty damn quick. That said, a lot of its tonnage does go into making that possible, so all the engine that you need to make something this big go that fast is a bit of an investment. That means our weapon systems are fairly light as far as this tonnage goes, but conveniently we are also able to hit pretty hard with the amount of tonnage we've gotten. So we're just going to use our close quarters combat to basically run at somebody and then cram all the short-range missiles we can down their throat. It will probably go poorly. Give him an 007 salute here for good luck. Yeah. We'll see where this goes. Is this going to be a good match? Is this going to be a bad match? I don't know. We're going to find out. I don't recognize too many of the names in here. I think we played with Canadian DJ and Crew like last match. I think we saw the 5GDX tag somewhere in there. I try and recognize like some people. Like you play the game long enough, you recognize familiar faces. It's like that with me and Nebulous. Although I think Neb's a bit smaller community than Mechwarrior. Again, in Mechwarrior, you've got 23 other players in your match versus Neb is like, well, I mean that's like 7 people usually.
Reactor
Sometimes you get
online.
spectators or it's a 5v5, so you get up to like
Sensors
10, 12 somewhere in
online.
there. But
Weapons
Anyways.
online.
Good evening, everybody.
gonna enable our safety override
Hi.
because safety override is necessary. I'm gonna rebind some of my weapons so that my stuff here. Boop, 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 boop. All right. We've got left click set to fire the arm missiles, right click set to fire the torso missiles. This way I can unlock my arms like so. You see how it's got that little lead thing. That's where my arms are pointed versus the chest, which is the big X in the middle. This way I can fire them independently. Also, if I fire all my missiles at once, it generates more heat than it should, called ghost heat. balancing mechanic to make sure that people don't just cram like a dozen of one weapon system and then fire them all at once. So nice to have that. They've also got chain fire set up on number 3, so if I need to just fire one missile system, then I can do that. That has various uses, such as faking your opponent out, making them think that you fired all your missiles when you in fact didn't. As you can see, we have a disconnect over there, rather unfortunate. That would be our direwolf. It's always a 100-ton that disconnects for some reason. Nobody knows why. Just always seems to be. Anyways, you can see our speed to the left of the map there, 104 kilometers an hour, so we are zooming. We're going to try and get over into brawling range, because our short-range missiles, as the name would imply, are short-range. We only have 299 meters exactly of range, so after that, the missiles auto-detonate for safety. Do I wish they would keep going after? Yeah, but unfortunately, safeties cannot be overridden on missile warheads. Shame. So having a bunch of unexploded ordnance around the place would be a little bit problematic, or so I'm told. I don't know, I leave unexploded ordnance in people's mailbox all the time. Oh, hello. That's our first customer. So, we know there's a fast mover over here because we're a fast mover and they got here as fast as we did. That said, they have a friend. We do not have a friend here, unfortunately. Also realize I have an artillery strike that I'm really not going to use because, like, well, I'm just never going to see a big enough blob of enemies. Ow, that was my side torso. See, that's the other mistake I make. Sometimes I put my back towards the enemy and they punish me for it, which is something I need to prevent. We're just going to take a little peek-see out here, just get some stuff. Aha, they're close.
Light mechs.
There's a UAV over us. I really wish instead of my artillery strike, I had a UAV. Just got a call for help for anyone who can come here, because there's only 2 of us in the circle right now. Everyone else is hanging out in the back line. Because if we end up getting rolled here, that's going to be less than stellar for us. Gotta hide on the low ground at the edge of this green circle, trying to stay out of sight. We are still in range of it, so we're contesting. Our dragon over there is getting dead. Okay, that's not good. Crap. Yeah, hi. Fuck you. Alright, buddy, you're an energy build? Yeah, that's you. Come here. Bitch.
Target spotted.
Yeah, I faked him out there by firing only half of my missiles. I'm gonna shoot him in the back a bunch now. We drop an artillery strike and proceed to get killed by the entire enemy team. Why are you all over on that hill? Ah!
Yeah, we gotta get in here.
So unfortunately, my team decided to hold the wrong hill in that case. Not much could really be done there. I'd already committed, and getting out of there would get me shot. See everyone just kind of hanging back here, so that is the... this is what I'm most annoyed by when I see a lot of games where you get people who play very passively. In this case, the enemy can quite literally right now, if they all just take cover and sit inside the circle, we will all have to be pulled out there. You can stop the cap going by shooting somebody in the circle, but if they use half a brain cell and just say, oh, they have no one contesting? Okay, we just hide, and then we win the game. It's why I don't like games that reward passive play, where you just end up camping on a hill and then waiting for the enemy to like kind of do something. It's just a playstyle that doesn't interest me. It's you see it a lot for like snipers or artillery players and stuff. In this case, I ended up just getting left solo because everyone wanted to sit back and do their thing. So yeah, should I recognize that I adapted and tried to make calls to the team? Yes, I should have done things differently on my end. But at the same time, this kind of playstyle where you just like sit back here. I call it playing the game one-handed because you're just never actually moving with the keyboard. You're just trying to click on enemies with your cursor. So, yeah. Not one to get like super salty because like essentially this was lost from the moment they like started snowballing us and our initial rollout. So yeah, that's an oops on our part. But yeah, this is so this is to establish context for something else I talk about for Nebulous, which is a game that I'm playing a lot more of right now. In that case, you also see people who do a similar thing. They want to play like backline, we call it yub nub builds, where they just fire a bunch of indirect missiles or have a whole bunch of railguns or mass drivers or stuff. Basically, you just play very passively, just sitting back, trusting your allies to like pretty much just play safeguard for you, set up blocks, and pretty much just baby tend you for the whole time, versus like actually getting up there, skirmishing, brawling, using your armor, splitting it, standing in line with your other guys. So yeah, I just don't like it when I get paired with matches where everyone's playing very passive, possibly even cowardly, and just like too afraid to actually move up and engage the enemy. Because as we saw, when the enemy did it, they were all together in circle. They had themselves like well set up, and we just got folded. So I think it's time to run into something even sillier. So we're going to load up our little this thing. Welcome to our next abominable creature. This is a hunchback. As you can see, it has a face on it. I found this camo pattern to be hilarious and was totally worth it. Anyways, we've got 2 Ultra Autocannon 20s. These are basically the biggest like conventional autocannon you'll get in the game. The Ultra thing means that you can actually fire them twice before they go on cooldown, just so you have a chance of jamming them by doing so. So, comes with a risk. It's like a dice roll every time you fire, so I mean, hey, you might end up jamming them on like the second click. On the other hand, it's like 85% of the time you're just dealing double damage, so womp womp. Alright, let's get into a match and see if we can do some more fun brawling. Airball. I try not to dwell too much on losses. I just look at it, it's like, okay, what went wrong here? Could I have done something different? Yes. Am I going to spend like hours flaming my teammates about that match? No, it's just not worth the effort. Like, I could do that, or I could be more proactive next match and say, hey, everyone, we need to get into circle. Let's go and do this thing. And that ends up being a better developed play because it actually gets you a win versus like just being that one salty guy who's raging at everyone while dead. We all know the person who is infinitely in the respawn queue and is complaining about everything everyone else is doing, and you all just look at them and you're like, well, that's nice, but like, please shut up. You're not helping. So. Oh. Okay. Well, I dropped a mini egg somewhere. I don't know where it landed, and I'm worried I'm gonna have a chocolate stain like on my jeans or something now. I'm just gonna hope that works itself out. Alright. Yeah. I like games where, not necessarily they punish a passive play style. That's something that active players can do. But I like it much more when a game has you doing something than essentially just, like, sitting idle on both sides, waiting for the enemy to do something for that case. It's very annoying to be just kind of stuck in that moment of, like, okay, well, I'm just going to sit here the entire game and not do anything and play super passively, and essentially, they let you get away with that. That's something that, like, in a game, if somebody's playing passively and someone's playing actively, active players should win because they're going around doing stuff. Yeah. Don't worry, I've got the bouncy ears going. I'm just on my soapbox talking about video game design. Yeah. There. Ear floofing. Yeah, I much more enjoy games where you have someone who is doing like an active role, contributing, doing stuff, and they are then rewarded for doing that versus someone who plays passively. If these two are put against each other in PvP game, it should be the team that's active that wins, as we saw last game, where, again, you were playing actively. The downside is that certain mechanics exist where essentially serves kind of like as a crutch for passive play, and this ends up leading to a bunch of people who are pretty much just either rewarded or not punished for playing passively. Mechwarrior Online, I call it sort of the tier 3 LRM boat thing, where LRM boats, as the name would imply, it is basically you boating, which is our term for carrying a whole bunch of a certain type of weapon, in this case the long-range missile, or LRM. In that context, somebody takes a whole bunch of these, pretty much relies on their team for locks, and just dispenses a whole bunch of indirect fire artillery for the entirety of the game. They can end up racking up like a lot of damage at the end of it, but most of that damage is just kind of wasted on stuff that wasn't really important, like people's arms and stuff. They can take like a bit of damage there. It can do like indirectly like a little bit of chip damage. But the thing is with this kind of playstyle, that takes you up to about like tier 3, tiers going from 5 to 1. Currently tier 1 because I played the game so long that it'd be really weird if I hadn't gotten to tier 1 just by the like slightly above average, or let's say slightly above average. I will not say that I am bad at Mechwarrior Online, but I will also not say that I'm good because I make too many mistakes to call myself that. I don't like saying that I am good at X game. I just like to think, yes, I am able to adapt at this. Once you start calling yourself good, you start getting a bit of that chip on your shoulder, and then that can very much limit your ability to improve. So, anyways, back to what I was initially saying. You get to tier 3 with LRM boats, and then you start facing off against players who actually know what they're doing and how to counter them, and it just kind of stops working. So you essentially hit like a skill cap here with a crutch mechanic. And I really don't like seeing crutch mechanics for bad play. I think that you can have some like training wheels for systems, but the thing is that, that's a nice curse post. I like that. It was that. But the thing is, once you get training wheel mechanics that people rely on for too long and they just never take them off or like are inspired to go further or develop their skill set beyond them, then it ends up being a problem. For example, I'm a higher ranked player. I play against people who know how to use LRMs and how to play against LRMs. And as such, most people just never bother with LRM boating up here because it's just not more effective than doing something else. It's something that will absolutely stomp like new players because new players have no idea how to find cover in that. But against an experienced player, it just doesn't do nothing. So it's this kind of like awkward bit where it's like this is really oppressive against like bad player, but against like player who knows what they're doing, it does basically nothing. So that is what I kind of define as a crutch. It will help you like for a little bit there, but it's not going to teach you how to walk. That's kind of a bad example, but yeah.
Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online.
Anyways, anyone else has something for me to soapbox
All
ramble about?
systems
I am
normal.
gaming.
Override engaged.
Wiggling my ears back and forth for good luck here as we go. Got a rifleman ahead of us. It's the clan variant, which means it has this big old cowboy hat looking thing on top. I think it houses a radar, but I'm just not sure.
Don't forget your overrides.
Got a Fafnir to our left with a bunch of big autocannons by the looks of it. Maybe some PPCs in there too.
Affirmative.
We've got our horrendously ugly camo, which sticks out like a sore thumb on every map, but especially this one because everything is bright white snow. So we're going to see if we can't get ourselves into a little bit of fun skirmishing. We're effective out to like 360 meters because, again, Clan Tech is unfortunately just better. I am, again, bitter about that in Battletech universe because it's literally just like, hey, yeah, you want better stuff? Take Clan. Ugh. It's like, hey, yeah, it's got better range, and like they have all these ultra auto cannons that can do double the damage and stuff.
Artillery strike
Yeah.
Negative.
Positive.
Just gonna see here. Yep, and there's I think there was a Wolfhound we briefly saw. Yeah. I'm not sure if anyone would be interested in me playing Mechwarrior 5 because I've been meaning to get around to doing it at some point, but it's just one of those games that like I had to reinstall because it's a fairly large download. It wouldn't take like too long for that, but it's also like, would I get like a huge kick out of this? Would I want to stream this? Would it give me that much enjoyment? Because my big complaint about Mechwarrior 5 wasn't so much like the campaigns or stuff. I thought those were like serviceable. It's just when I have my own AI just like shooting me in the back, it feels really annoying. I'm like, well, this is just a wonderful design, PGI. Thank you. Okay, so there's a Timberwolf up here pretty close so we can get up on.
Alpha just 880 LRM.
Target spotted.
Just gonna mark this one. There's also a light mech there. We're gonna go for the big one if we can. Hi, you.
Target acquired.
Now, there's the one downside to the Hunchback, because your guns are right in front of your face. The muzzle flash makes it so you can't see shit. We're gonna try and peek that one again, see if we can swap the thermals, get ourselves better vision. Nope, there's another Hunchback in the middle field there.
I'm gonna start lagging people.
Because we've already rotated onto the right side of this map, we should be able to do what's called a NASCAR, where we kind of go around the right side and turn left. And we'll just be able to pretty much pinch in everyone down here and shoot down on them very effectively. All right, so a bunch of missiles flew out there. We're going to try and double-click this thing. In that case, we managed to aim both high and low, so on average we'd hit him. Unfortunately, we are skill issued and did not.
Target destroyed.
Oh, and he died before our shots landed. Okay, so we just wasted a bunch of ammo there. Never mind.
Arm critical
Anyways, we're up by
damage.
2, so we can just move into them. Our arms are very damaged, but we don't have anything in our arms, so it doesn't actually matter.
New target
That is one thing I like about other Mechwarrior games. Having the arm weapons does actually kind of matter. In Mechwarrior Online, your arms basically just exist to soak fire unless you put weapons in them. It's quite often that people will just like strip all of the armor out of their arms and all the other essentials because, well, you don't have any weapon system there. You're just walking torso. Who needs that? Anyways, we got ourselves a Argus, which I do not remember what that is. Again, PGI, please put prefixes before your legendary mech titles. I want to know what these things are before I shoot them. Even the hero mechs have a prefix. It's like BW-something for like a Widowmaker Warhammer. Or WHM just BW. Is that it? What the fuck? Okay, hi you. There you are.
Oh, they got a UAV over the center.
Ow.
Someone hit it.
Destroyed. Right torso critical damage.
Well, it got autocannons. Our right torso is open, so I have to protect that.
New
I'm
target
marker this thing
acquired.
and go from there. It's a Kit Fox Purifier. See, again, that thing has a name, but it has the prefix of Kit Fox. Why do they not do this for legendary mechs? I don't get it.
Target
Ah!
acquired. New target acquired.
Oh, well, that thing just ate it. Nice.
Stock, you're
We're
out
gonna
of
go around the
cover
right
and on your own.
side.
New target acquired. Target destroyed.
Well, you hear the chuckles of their warhounds going off. But
Target spotted.
please move, Locust. Thank you. Yield to higher tonnage. Anyways, that's a stock Warhawk. I can tell by the loadout because I remember the stock loadout for those things. Okay, that Sun Spider's almost dead. Now it is.
Nice kill.
Yeah, this is what happens once you get the snowball rolling and the enemy team just kind of strings themselves out.
Target destroyed.
Yeah. Ow.
Yeah, I fire
I
80
forgive
this
you.
time.
Your friend. So in that case, LRMs just kind of flew into my backside there. They didn't do much damage, but it was still like just that moment of whack, 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 whack. So we didn't do much damage there, but again, that was a one-sided match. I think we 12-0'd them, so All right. Matches went from being pretty good. Now we've got a bit of toss-ups where it's like either we got royally stomped or we stomped the enemy royally. I don't find stomps interesting one way or another. I'd much prefer to be like evenly matched with my opponents. We scrim off against each other. If one of us is able to pull like a neat trick or some like little advancement over the other one, then that's what gets you the win. If you just like 12-0 every time, it's not interesting. Like if you're constantly stomping somebody and you're not being challenged, you need to find a way to challenge yourself more, because otherwise you're not going to improve. You improve when you're challenged and are able to overcome that. Just 12-0ing everyone is not going to make you better at the game or really be that much fun. Like I can add another W to my like win counter or something. That doesn't make me feel good. I feel good when I do something. I'm like, because I was clever and adapted and improved. That's what got me the win here. So, as long as I've got my whole gaming soapbox podcast mindset on, might as well ramble about everything, right? Go back to Inner Sphere Mechs for a little bit. We could do the Oh Whoa Griffin. That's kind of fun. This is a little Christmas elf from the Christmas events I got. Nice socks on that one. Also got I think it's a Valentine one we had, so I'm going to go with the OO Griffin here. It's got a bunch of medium range missiles, so nice little respectable range on those. I think it's like 500 or 600 meters, give or take. In this case, we've got big old missile pods that you can't see under the big old OO eyes here. And generally, this gets me shot. Turns out putting OO on the front of your mechs makes you a bit of a noticeable target because it looks like a big face staring at you. Still funny. Again, if there's anyone who's a Mechwarrior fan in the chat and wants to see like a particular mech or build, just let me know. I can probably either buy it or I already have it and I can put together a loadout for it. So, yeah. Mechwarrior Online is very nice for its customization. Every chassis has its own unique sort of quirks in the sense that there's actual quirks like saying, hey, this thing has like extra structure health in the right torso, or it's got like 10% reduced ballistic cooldown. There's also the like differences of where certain hard points are, like in this case of the Griffin, it's got 2 missile hardpoints in the left and right torso that lets me mount these big missiles up top. It's got another one in the right torso that lets me mount this other one down a little bit lower. So it's kind of nice in that sense that each and every chassis is its own kind of puzzle. Like the baseline chassis itself is kind of standardized, like it's got the same speed and maneuverability, etc. But your different variants can have certain things going for them. Like certain ones will be able to have a whole bunch of energy weapons that another variant just wouldn't. Like you can get like 8 energy hardpoints versus another variant which has like 2 ballistics and no other energy and stuff. So it's nice because it's a puzzle for every mech. Alpine Peaks. Ick. We're going to Emerald Vale. Alpine Peaks is one of those maps that only gets picked when somebody has a super long range loadout and has built up like a 12 times multiplier. And even then, people don't like Alpine Peaks because it means that one person gets to have fun and 23 other people are just sat there thinking, I picked a Brawl build on the longest range map in the game. Wah! All right, so Emerald Vale Domination. Our last domination match did not go so well. We were the ones who ended up getting royally dominated there because we were one of 2 mechs in circle, and then there was no mechs in circle, and then our team kind of got folded over. Yeah. So hopefully this one ends up being a little closer. I do like Emerald Vale. It's a interesting map. It does have a sniper's ledge on either side, but there's generally enough cover that you can hide from them. Most of the time that people decide to like take the big snowy like top and bottom sniper ledge on the map, they end up just getting rolled by a bunch of mechs who know how to punish that. At least that's my experience. Again, I am playing with like kind of the top. I don't want to like toot my own horn too much here, but it's like I am in tier 1, so realistically, I'm playing with the higher tiered people. So this is going to include either like some of the best or like the upper half of the game play at the very least. So people, if you're going to sit in like a sniper mech in the very far back, there's going to be someone who's going to come along and punish you. Lights and mediums are very good at that because they're quite mobile. You can see somebody take a 100-tonner and sit up top the entire game. They farm up a whole bunch of damage, and then they complain because that they don't know why their team lost or anything. It's because, again, you took a 100-tonner, you've taken all that armor off of the front line. So I say, if you want to play an assault mech, don't put it on a hill far away from action. Bring that thing into a fight. Yeah. Give them an 007. Yeah. Don't know what the orbital pillow cannon is, but sounds comfortable at the very least. Maybe that's what they should include in like Helldivers or something. Just a big old pillow launcher. Just put all the bugs and robots to sleep. That'd be nice. All right.
Online.
Let's boot everything up and throw some missiles at people. So our goal is to stay at a respectable range so that we don't get hit by short-range missiles. But at the same time, we want to be close enough so that our missiles don't have like a huge amount of spread. I think they've got like a 1 degree spread or so when they fire. I forget exactly. I'd have to check the stats, but they've got like a little bit of spread, so we'll have to contend with that as we are, vomiting missiles at the enemy. The further away we are, of course, the more our spread matters. It's kind of like a shotgun in that sense. So while we could plaster somebody like up close and personal, they're at a advantage then if we have to face off against like short-range weapons, small pulse, short-range missiles, AC-20s, etc. So it's our goal to outrange the enemies we can outrange, and then if we have to, we can just kind of try and jump on some of the longer-range enemies who have range advantage on us. So adaptive playstyle that.
Entering capture area now.
We should be able to get into the circle here. We do have jump jets, so we'll be able to crest ourselves up along here. Whee! Going over this, take a look around, nothing to see. Very good. We're going to go over to this side here. Oh, there's a light mech. Single large pulse laser. Okay, so that's a special Jenner variant that I believe has no laser cooldown. The downside is that it has only one laser heartbeat, if I remember right. So you basically get one gun with no cooldown, and that's it. That UAV should see us here. You can see a bunch of long-range missiles flying out now. Our guy is going to take cover there and shouldn't really get hit by anything. That UAV will go down in a second there. We can put up one of our own, or we can just peek it here. Just going to take a look-see over, see what we can see. Yep, there's a Fafnir. Going to shoot at. There we are. Okay, so we can see that there is a bunch of enemies this side. I am going to walk over here and put up a UAV, which should show where the enemies are. There we are. See them on the map here. Ta-da.
Fafnir, learn back.
Fire at this thing, the Grand Dragon, as it tries to walk its lasers at me. And then we're going to get out of here because we are a little bit over-engaged. Too many mechs firing at us. Using our mobility and armor, we're able to take a couple of those hits and kind of just deal with them. We're going to be pushing onto the enemy's left side here because we're grouping up with some stuff that's bigger than us. They'll typically fire on those first. At least that's our plan, to try and figure out where that thing is. LRM Fafnir is between the alpha and beta points.
When you take down the levers.
You can see it firing a whole bunch of missiles there. We are going to go ahead and try and punish that as best we can. There he is. So in this case, we are taking a lot of damage here, unfortunately. Exposed too much of our mech there. Don't want to be doing that too long. To try and jump jet ourselves up here, see if there's anything we can get. Nope. Gonna reverse in this case and see if I got a shot. Yep, I do. Okay, I walked a bunch of my fire there, but I know where they are now at least, so. See if we can't jump jet up here, get a shot off. Nope. I know where they are, though. All right, hi there. I can't shoot through the building here, unfortunately. My missiles would just collide. Why are y'all? Legs on, Hotel Dragon. Call out to the team what we're going to do, and we're going to go with that. Yeah. Now we're jumping on their grasshopper back there. Shouldn't take too long to kill it, I hope. We're going to go for a risky play where we jump over here. Try and get that Fafnir. So this is going to expose us to a bunch of incoming fire, but we should be able to just wither it, like so. There we are. Yep. Let's go in after that thing. There we are. All right, so we took quite a few hits, but we did end up killing a 100-tonner for it, so worth it. Try and bleed them around the corner there. Yep, so our front line is engaging. They spent some time shooting at me instead of our front line, which is fine because I'm just going to re-engage from the flank up top here. I can probably like slide up this hill and get some damage done. See, they've got a big assault on the hill there instead of the front line corner where they should be trying to hold. So let's see if we can't use our jump jets and mobility to get some shots in here. We are a little bit fragile right now, given our center torso is kind of orange. To fire missiles at that thing and then dip down, keeping ourselves mobile. All right. That Hunchback is mostly disarmed, so it's not a problem, really. Have to deal with that dragon, which is the one we were assaulting earlier. Never mind! Decapitated! Arrgh! Alright. We're just gonna charge this thing and missile him. Should be good. Fire! Oh, crap. My right torso is super cooked here. Ah! One on the hill got me, damn it. Yoo! Alright, so we didn't do as much damage as I would have hoped there, but we were making the right plays, trying to harass their various big assets and try and jump around a bit. I just got a little bit over excited and pushed before I should have.
Watch it, Let's
see, we've got a pair of Warlord Atlases here, so these are very nasty. This is the way I like to see 100-tonners done. You go for a big, nasty frontline effect. In this case, they've got a Warhawk up there with ERPBCs. they're just trying to do chip damage to that thing, and because we hold the circle, we're fine. We know that they have a hunchback on the other side of the ridge there, so we can take that out. Delta 3 should be a mostly stripped out hunchback unless you killed it already. Just make a little call out to the team there. Everyone's kind of like gotten a little bit more wounded than I expected, so I had to wait for that. We are at a points disadvantage here, unfortunately, because they got more kills than we did. I'm not sure where the rest of their team is then, because they've got one sniper like up on the Charlie 3 ridge. We just don't see where the rest of their stuff is. Interesting.
Irby and Echo 4.
Right, well, this looks like it's going to take a little while to play out, so we're just going to hop out into a new one. Need to be a little less aggressive with my medium mechs. I play them like they're a heavier mech with more armor and survivability than they have, so that's a bit on me there, getting overly eager with the big old Owo glompy face. Alright, let's actually go to heavies if that's what I'm going to play like. I think that the answer is Catapult, yes. So, behold, the Catapult. An equally cursed face as well. Also, I've got the PC Gamer camo from when they reviewed this game back like 10, 11 years ago or so. It's kind of funny. I got that code in like the beta and just forgot that I had it for like a long time. Anyways, it's a catapult. It's full of short-range missiles, light engine, enough ammo to last me the match, and then probably, I'll be honest, I usually explode before I run out of ammo, so I think that means I have enough. I have case in the side torso, so if this ammo goes kablooey, it will not migrate the damage over. I've got a bunch of jump jets to keep myself able to jumpity-wump around the map. And yeah, we're just going to hop into it. Oh, quick play with current mech. There we go. Yeah. So yeah, if you die, you can just like hop out of the match. Your mech stays locked until the end of that match. So if you have multiple mechs, it's fine to just dip out and then go play another one. Yeah. If you leave too many matches before your mech has been blown up, then they do penalize you, as they should, because that way it's not just people like dropping in and then immediately leaving to try and like collect a bunch of random match experience and stuff, even though they didn't play. Good to see that system in play. Yeah. We're gonna see if we can't do some catapult things, throwing a whole bunch of missiles. As the name would imply, catapult, it is primarily a launcher. Originally, this mech had a whole bunch of long-range missiles. I decided, screw that noise, I want all the short-range missiles you can have. And then I painted it with the most offensive camo that I could come up with. And yeah, now it's got a big Owo face and it throws short-range missiles at people. Yeah. Do our magical ear wiggle for good luck. Wonder if there's any new mechs. This is also another thing. Can we touch the ears? I don't have head pet integration things set up. I've been meaning to do a whole bunch of like YouTube Studio integrated stuff, so like you can get like a head pet thingy going on, or like some other silliness or throwing stuff at me. I've just never ended up getting around to getting it set up because I kept running into like little roadblock issues or having tech stuff problems, or I just wasn't motivated enough that day to like pursue it. So, I'm sure I could get like a head pet gift thing set up. I know some people who already have those. So I could probably just ask them for instructions, directions, etc. Let's go for a Terra Therma Crucible Assault. Assault is basically skirmish, but better. Skirmish mode is 12v12, and then it's 15 minutes or until one team is entirely dead. Assault is that mode, but better because same rule set, but there's a base on either side. So you can't just camp in like one stupid little corner of the map and have the entire enemy team run into you, which is what happens with skirmish more often than I would like. So, yeah. Instead, we get domination again on Emerald Vale. Hey, round 2. Let's do it. Yeah. Maybe we'll have better luck this time. We are in a more absurd camo with a more absurd loadout, and it should probably work out, right? Just to answer your question properly there, Emmy, you can touch the ears, but you'll have to guess exactly how many times, because I will claw and bite the shit out of you after a certain amount, as is cat tradition. All right. Ready up. Nice array of various different funny names here. OnlyLRMs.com. There's the name. I like seeing people with the funny parody account names like that. Just, yep, this is what you're gonna go with. Awesome. Also got, let's see, is it 2 midgets in a sleeping bag over on the enemy team. I'm always surprised by just how many characters you can have your name be. I don't know what the actual limit is. I want to say it's like, what would that even be? Like that's gotta be like 25 or so, right? And in some games, I know people who deliberately go for like the longest possible username with like the biggest prefix title. Remember, I used to play PlanetSide 2. You see some of you it's like Command Sergeant Major yada da 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 da, and it just takes up like 2 or 3 lines of text above their heads. Let's make somebody look twice, and then there's another guy next to him just named like Jeff.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Give him the 007 uppercase this time because we're big OO eyes. Let's see if we can't get into a good bit of brawling.
Some mechs.
I should probably be playing more passively than I am, but I just get excited and decide, I'm gonna run in. Sometimes it's just fun to turn off your brain and turn on the battlemech. Obviously, you're gonna be rewarded for like more intelligent play, and I think that's a good thing. But there's some days where you just decide, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna see what happens when I throw my battlemech at them. And sometimes you win. Yeah, shooting game fun. Ultimately, like, your average Mechwarrior online game is going to be a bunch of people kind of, like, throwing rockets and missiles and lasers and stuff at each other. And that's a lot of fun. You can get, like, some high echelon play where it's like, oh, everyone's, like, distinctly, like, tailored gun lines, watching, like, specific sight lines, and everyone's build is, like, fine-tuned all hell. Like, I enjoy the pursuit for essentially perfection in a certain sense, but there's also, like, subjective perfection. Like, one build is going to be a little better against something and a little worse against something else, so, yeah. And you missed your cat? Oh, well, I'm right here, so, yeah. Alright, we got a Jenner in circle with us. A couple of the enemy's light movers. We see an Incubus over there. I believe it's a media... No, that's a light mech. I've had to memorize, like, most of these, and by had to memorize, I mean I just did. So, you don't need to really know exactly what you're up against. You'll encounter things. Although it does help to know, like, is this an assault mech or is this a light mech before you turn around the corner and face check them. The Incubus over there. Mad Cat. We got, what else? An Axum, which is a... I was going to call it a Stone Rhino. I think it's a Stone Rhino. There's another Mad Cat. Ultra 20s and large pulse. Ooh, spicy. They're controlling the midfield here, and we don't really have range on them. Unless... Okay, I can hit this guy here. We just need to mark him for death here. We're going to jump over the top using our arm-mounted rockets here, and then smack him. All right, kids, watch this. This is probably going to end poorly, but... He didn't see what hit him, so that's the important part. Now we can try and do it again if we get lucky. Hello. Oh well. I'm winning this trade. I'm confident. Boop. So now that he's gotten a little bit wise, we're going to back off. I probably should have backed off after the second one, but still. Live and don't learn is the name. That's an E. Why do you have an AC2? Okay, I can understand an AC20 in that, but just a random AC2 in the Orion. That's funny. I can only assume that they thought it was an AC20 instead. It's like, with that loadout, that makes no sense otherwise. All right, let's peek around this corner using our jump jets. Hi there. Your short-range missiles as well. Now, if I was in my medium mech, I would not have armor anymore, which would be bad. But because I'm in my heavy mech, I still do. So we're able to be a little silly here. We just try and jump jet ourselves up. Oop, missed a bunch of that. Hi there, buddy.
Somebody followed up with me. Thank you.
He adapted to your playstyle. Yeah, that's the thing. When you're running certain builds, you have to make sure that you are not allowing the enemy to essentially counterplay and punish you. You can peek once, and they probably won't expect it. Peeking twice, that's a bit of a risk. Peek 3 times, it's like, okay, if you do something 3 times in a row and the enemy does not adapt to it, either they are completely brain dead, or you're doing something that's complete bullshit. So really, like, I totally went for, like, the greed play where I did a 3rd strike on him and he got a pretty good return salvo. My missiles just didn't do as much damage as I hoped, so in this case, though, we were going to take off the side torso and probably the CT in a second here. There we go. That's what we were after. I was trying to tear apart that Mad Cat, but he just had too much armor and health bar, unfortunately, at that range. So, this should be in Delta 4-ish area, just given what I know about the game state, kind of. I think they would be. I don't know where they all might have gone, but we're going to find out. See, we have a Warhawk in the back there who's now all isolated and alone because, again, the front line adapts. And as you see, they're getting slowly chipped away there.
New target.
There's the rest of the enemy death ball.
Hit the guy.
We're gonna hit this guy once more.
Target spotted.
Oh, come on.
Target spotted.
Mine!
Target destroyed.
Meep, meep!
New target acquired.
Alright, now we're gonna turn off our brain and turn on our guns. Fire! Hello! Hippity hoppity hippity hop. Hello. Hello. Ah! Okay. That hurt my center torso a lot more than I thought it would. Because I had armor, and that I suddenly didn't. Ultra Tony, Pulse, Heavy Gauss, and an LB20. Okay, yeah, so I just got hit by, like, basically 4, like, really big Gauss rifle shots there. Well, I guess the LB20 is not a Gauss rifle, technically, but yeah, 4 big ballistics just decided no. Oof. Oh, they had a Moonwalker with 3 LB20s. Yeah, that'll do it. Oof. That's a nasty splat build. 60 damage shotgun.
Target.
Let's see. Now we've got a Mad Dog here who is, they're doing indirect missile fire, which is like, it's not the worst, but again, they're pretty fresh armor and they can get better damage done by doing direct fire. So I think they kind of, yeah. Now that we get the direct fire missiles, you see they're much narrower arc and they have a better spread. So, yeah. Unfortunately, now they're also getting shot in the back. So, yeah.
New target acquired.
Don't shoot the Moonwalker, it has no guns. Don't shoot the Moonwalker, it has no guns!
New target acquired.
Target spotted.
Unfortunately, they're out of LRM ammo because I think they either got backshot or used it all up. So now we're just down to pretty much this with a pulse laser and the Stone Rhino over there who's trying his best and getting chewed apart. Yeah. A lot of LRMs, unfortunately. Yeah. Womp womp. If I hadn't gotten like super greedy and run in there, I probably could have gotten a lot more damage and maybe turned this around a little bit more. But at the same time, there's a lot of tonnage still left there to clear through. So I was pretty happy with how that worked. We got the kill we were looking for against that Mad Cat, proving that I am the kiddiest cat of them all. And yeah. We'll throw in a GG. They played well. In this case, though, again, high-level play, LRM boats just don't really do that much. Good players don't sit under LRM fire, and they know how to play against them, either by hugging a wall, protecting themselves under ECM. You can bring anti-missile systems to shoot down incoming missiles, or you can just, like, rush the LRM boat or leave them isolated. So, yeah. It's kind of the unfortunate case where LRM's very good against bad players. Against good players, they do basically nothing. So it's this annoying, like, kind of binary, like, flip-flop state thing. So, yeah. Womp womp. Like, to their credit, like, yeah, the Mad Dog there, it got a bunch of damage, like 862. That is not an insignificant amount of damage. But at the same time, you want to actually minimize the amount of damage you do, if that makes any sense. Because a mech dies when you kill both legs, the head, or the engine. So ideally, you want to do just the minimum amount of damage to accomplish one of those things. So in a way, farming a whole bunch of damage, while it might feel good and say, hey, yeah, I had impact. Like, don't get me wrong, damage is damage. It's just, was this meaningful damage against meaningful targets? Or were you just ending up shooting like a empty mech at the very end? So that's why certain precision weapons will sometimes pull low damage numbers, but it's just all of that damage number that they did was impactful damage, where they were like coring out a mech's center torso or the side torso, or they decapitated someone. Like in this game, if we take a look at the head, right? This thing has 21 head armor with 20 structure. This means that in theory, you can kill this thing with like 41 damage. So if you have somebody with 2 heavy Gauss rifles and they shoot somebody in the face, that's 50 damage that they just dealt, and they killed a mech for it. But 50 damage doesn't look that impressive at the end game score screen, even if what they killed was a 100-tonner. So again, don't be like entirely persuaded by the damage score at the end of a game. It's all about how do I get meaningful damage and neutralize enemies. So you can get the actual kill, which is when you get like the last damage hit needed. You can get kill most damage dealt, meaning you did the majority of the damage to the target before it died. Or you can also go for like the precision elimination thing, like if you try and blow up a whole bunch of mechs like in their rear armor and get into their center torso and just completely core out their engine and goes kablooey, that's very good as well. But I think the score system in Mechwarrior Online, like it works well enough, but certain playstyles it just doesn't really incentivize, like trying to do precision strike stuff. Or trying to do like map control. It doesn't really give you many skill points for that, even though you do end up influencing a game's outcome by a lot. That said, the win still does award you with a nice amount of XP and rewards and stuff, more so than a loss, which is good. But you still get something as a consolation prize for losing. Yeah. I actually want to go back to running the Shadow Cat now that I'm talking about like all these different little mechanic-y things. Where's that clan tag? Yeah. Shadowcat I like because, again, it gives you a nice package with everything you kind of want to do tactical plays. You've got jump jets, you've got mask, you've got ECM. You're reasonably fast to start with. You've got weapons that can hit in a respectable range. If I wanted to, I could do a more damage-focused Shadowcat, but in this case, I like having a pair of ERPVCs because I can disable ECM, or I can mess up somebody from afar, getting the random pop shot, so it's like, oh hey, something just hit me from across the map. I wonder what that is. Or you knock out a UAV. It just gives you options to do tactical plays, and the mobility is incredibly good at getting around the map. So, I also like it because essentially it teaches you how to do this stuff. It gives you all the tools, and it's like, all right, you're going to get rewarded for doing something other than just running at the enemy and shooting your guns, which is good. I like it when games in particular, they always reward you for kind of like basically expanding your boundaries and like learning more stuff, figuring out new techniques or practicing. Just essentially being creative in that certain sense. It's rewarding you for doing that. Just learning stuff and moving around and being, well, adaptive. Versus something that's like, hey, yeah, you're going to play exactly this way 10,000 times over, and that's going to be your thing. It's like, that doesn't sound very fun. Like, maybe you enjoy it for the first couple times, but it can get repetitive after a while, just doing the exact same thing over and over and over again. I don't know. Some people like that. For me, personally, I like it when a game rewards you just being creative. That's nice. Then you can get a little too creative where you wrap around to things being a little bit silly, and then the game's like, okay, hold up there, buddy. That's a little too out there for this build. You're like, no, I swear this will work, man. Just let me install all of the single-use rockets into one mech. This is perfectly fine. I know exactly what I'm doing. Yes, it generates enough heat to kill me, but I am also guaranteed to kill one enemy mech on the enemy team, right? Turns out that doesn't work because hit reg is kind of funky, but still, rocket builds are funny. They might not be fair, they might not be balanced, but an all-rocket build, it will put a smile on somebody's face. And also a frown on everyone else's if they realize just how bullshit those things are. Yeah, the let me cook level is stupid. Exactly. Sometimes, okay, I will just say this. I followed the StarCraft 2 scene for a while because I thought it was an interesting game. I got into it for like a little bit, but just didn't end up keeping up with it. Just wasn't my cup of tea at the time. Moved on to other different titles that I found more interesting. But I still watched some StarCraft 2, and what I've learned is that some of the Korean pros who are just objectively like the best in the world, they will still come over to the North American servers to play against good old American cheese. Because as it turns out, when the enemy is doing something completely batshit insane that you've never encountered before, you want to find that in the public on like public ladder stuff instead of in a tournament when one of them pulls out the best sewer mermaid strats they ever have.
Sensors online. Weapons online.
It also applied to their AI, like their StarCraft AI Alpha Star. It was really good against playing like against pro players and their strategies because it was pretty good at figuring that out. It lost a lot to the North American cheese. Because the North American players, they didn't know what they were doing either. They just thought, hey, I've got a wacky, funny idea. Let's see if this shit works. And the AI was like, I have not encountered this before. What the fuck are you doing? It's like, I don't know either. Let's find out. Yeah. It's the counter of like, hey, this is stupid enough, but it can work. So just remember that. Also, everyone who like has met some of the meta-humping tryhards who are like saying, no, you must play exactly this way. It is best in class. Don't look at what's best in class, look at what's second in like ranking and stuff. Because generally speaking, like the meta is like number one thing. It's like, hey, yes, this is like do action. Usually the number 2 slot is whatever counters that action. So.
Need assistance.
Don't like StarCraft anymore. Koreans steamroll everyone. Yeah, I mean, you know what? Koreans have steamrolled everyone in StarCraft. I got to the point where if I queued up against somebody with like a Korean name, I just like, okay, this is probably got to be a loss. Let's just do something funny. Half the time it worked.
Acquired.
Yeah. It's also one of those games that like you get to a certain point where the game has been kind of perfected or mastered. I tried getting into Titanfall 2 for a bit, and I ended up just stopping because I kept getting matched against people who were like so far outside of my skill bracket that I wasn't actually able to really do anything. There's a whole bunch of movement text that I just not heard about before, or like other weird jank things you can do, jittering your hitbox around, or like making certain play things happen. And I was like, okay, so I would need to like match up against people who are like thousands of hours into the game as like a newer player. They're going over the top, heads up. And yeah, that nope.
Good luck.
And that was just not a good experience for me in Titanfall. I think Titanfall 2 is a cool game. It's just that like by the time I got to that game in its life cycle, basically you got people who are like top level pro matched up with me, and I'm just food at that point. So there's no real enjoyment. Like if I was playing against somebody who's like also kind of newer to the game, like I've played shooters before, don't get me wrong. But somebody who's like still kind of learning the methods of Titanfall, it's like, oh hey, yeah, okay, I got my Titan, I got these things, I'm gonna shoot this guy in the back. Then that is much more enjoyable than, you know, just getting your face rolled by somebody who's got 1,000 hours and says, haha, skill issue every time they kill you. I'm like, dude,
Well, we're
rough.
scattered to it, so everybody who's up there, you're screwed. Sorry, dude.
All right, so they just decided because we did not contest enough on the top that they could roll over, which is our issue there. So we need to just fire on the stuff that they are not bringing behind. I've just barely managed to miss that. That's impressive, given the velocity of this gun.
New target
there you.
acquired.
Target spotted.
Gonna fire on whatever I can see.
New target acquired. Heat
Like
level
that. Let's go.
critical.
That's a kill. Woo! Even TF2 had the problem, but you will get the level of skill when you learn about it. Yeah, TF2 is another kind of case where, because you got open lobbies in casual mode, you will have people who are like ridiculously good just show up and stomp a server and stuff where they metagun up their butt.
Target acquired.
At the same time, there's still like some competitive side to that. I think for Titanfall's problem was just there wasn't really a competitive thing
Target
going on.
destroyed.
Okay, well, we just cored his
New
backside out.
target acquired.
This is suddenly turning around. Let's go. Hi there. Ah, not the place to be.
Override shut down.
Whee!
Let us get out of there. Come on. Hold
I
on.
just read TF2. I'm not sure actually if you meant Titanfall 2 or TF2.
New target acquired.
Whenever I see TF2, I assume it's Team Fortress, not
New
Titanfall.
target acquired.
You'll get that level of skill when you learn about it. Yeah, it's like,
Target
it's a
acquired.
big old plateau of entry that's just not fun to play against until you get there. So,
New target
Yeah.
acquired.
Target spotted.
also the game, like, you'll end up doing stuff and it won't really teach you what you're doing wrong, which
New
is
target
infuriating for
acquired.
someone like me who's like, okay, well, what did I do wrong in this situation? Like in Mechwarrior, I can look at certain things. I'm like, okay, well, I understand what mistake I made here, and I'm playing as people of relative, like, comparative skill. And then it's like, oh,
New
cool, we
target
all, like, make our
acquired.
little mistakes and stuff. Then you get Titanfall, where it's like, I just existed on this map for like
New
5
target
seconds, and
acquired.
apparently this was not the place to be.
Missile.
Ow. And then it's like, well, you should have known better. Sorry, dude. Yeah, we're not going to tell you, like, how to counter this thing or why you ended up dying in this situation or that. So it's just, I don't know. It's also like there's so much move tech that it's apparently been unlocked for Titanfall. Like, I heard people talk like, ooh, it's a movement shooter. Yeah, you need to have all these movement techs memorized, like how to do like a slide wall bounce thing. And
Fuel
that's also
at
why I ended up
25%.
not playing a bunch of Apex after a while, because there was just people who would like jump off of a wall and then like fly like 500 meters. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Target spotted.
Like, I enjoy movement shooting in that it's nice to have like a bit of run and gun style, but there's a certain point where it's like this feels like you're just objectively breaking the game's mechanics and stuff
Spotted.
instead of it being like actually like a fun thing you can learn. Really,
Heat level
missed that
critical.
last shot. Damn. People say like Titanfall 2 is very speedy. I'm like, that's great. How do I like learn some of these things, or like is this not?
New target
Is it like naturally
acquired.
taught? It's like, no, this is just like movement tech community figured out after like 5 years of basically
New
figuring out how to break the
target
game's
acquired.
engine. Like, oh, that's wonderful. See if we can get this Irby.
Fuel at 25%. Fuel at 0%.
Don't get me wrong, I do like movement shooters. I need to play more Tribes. Tribes is a lot of fun. They're doing a play testing for Tribes 3 now, which
New
is
target
going to be very
acquired.
good, I hope. Or at least from what I've seen, it should be.
Heat level
Target
critical.
spotted.
We're just trying to basically use our friend there as bait.
New
Once he goes
target
down, it's going to really
acquired.
suck for us.
Heat level
Ow!
critical. Override
Okay,
shut down.
we might be able to eke out like some more damage in this game, but I
New
don't see it
target acquired.
really going our way. Credit to our friend there for staying alive as long as they had. Okay, just me.
They have hitboxes.
Let's see if we can't do something about that. Ew, they see us there. Gonna try and get a peek shot.
Target acquired.
Yum.
Center torso critical.
I'm not gonna try and drag this match out too long because I know that I probably don't have a shot here, and I don't think they're gonna give me one either. So, yep, that guy dropped down wisely.
New target acquired.
Yum. They probably have me spotted, so this will most likely not work. But if it does, then oh, where did he go?
Heat
Hi
sink
there.
Destroyed. New target acquired.
Don't know if I hit him or not.
Right arm critical.
Ouch.
damage.
Ouch! No! GG. Well, we gave it our best shot. In that case, they just kind of pushed over the top and went there, and that was that. Yep. I feel like we did respectably well in our role. We went for Homeworld 3. Yeah, Homeworld 3 looks like it's going to be promising. I heard the UI is a little bit janky in it, but I think that's something that could get a pass or a fix or something like that. I hope the Homeworld 3 is good. I always hope that a game is good, never really wishing for something to like be bad. But there's other times when I'll look at certain titles. I'm like, wow, this is a game that I'm just not going to play. But I hope that it's good. And I don't know. There's certain titles out there that you know is not for you, but you also are just like, it'll be a thing. It'll happen. I might play Homeworld 3. I've been meaning to get around to playing through the Homeworld series. It's a game that's always kind of been in my peripherals. I just never ended up really sitting down and playing through. It's funny because I've sunk like 1,000 hours into Nebulous, and that's very similar in terms of like spaceship design combat-y thing. But let's see, damage-wise, yeah, we ended up getting a lot of damage. 680 for just having a pair of PPCs is pretty good in that case. Also good match score. Yeah. We don't end up winning, though, because the enemy team, they made a game-winning play. They got all their mechs together at top. They looked at our situation and said, yeah, we can push over this and not get punished. Let's go. And then they made a play. So, yeah, again, our team kind of sat back passively, did not contest the front lines. Their team said, hey, we can capitalize on this, pushed up and won. We did what we could there. Again, we're controlling 1/12 of our team's players. So 1/12 of our players, basically multiply that by your tonnage. That's effectively your kind of weight that you can throw around. Could I play a 100-ton mech? Yes. Would the 100-tonner actually result in me getting better wins and losses? Arguable. You're controlling more of your team's tonnage, which is a factor. But at the same time, you also have to consider, would I need all of this tonnage for what I'm doing? Like, I could run another ERPPC sniper build for like 90 tons in the Warhawk. That makes me think, okay, is 90 tons a better investment than just going with a Shadowcat who's able to reposition and effectively fire? Or do I want to have that like 90 tons spent on something like, say, a Cyclops, which can sit on the front line and shoot people in close quarters very well? So I think that if you want to make like the best chances of having a win in this game, having something that's like tactically useful, such as a Shadowcat or a Griffin or something else like that, something that could really capitalize on enemy vulnerabilities and then try and like sweep in for that, I think that's your best chance at making plays and winning the game. Vapor Eagle is also quite good for it. That's got a little bit more firepower. This one is 3 ERPPCs, but comparatively it is slower, has a little less of the luxuries that the Shadowcat comes with. At the same time, if you decide, hey, I want to be the front line, I'm going to take a 100-tonner and hold the line, you can absolutely go for that, which I think is what we're going to do. We're going to take a little break here, as it is the hour again, and we're going to run some ads, so that way I can also get myself something more substantial than just chocolates to eat. And yeah, we'll keep gaming for a little bit longer after this. I hope everyone's been enjoying themselves. We'll be back after 3 minutes. Yeah. All right, chat, we are back. Let's see. So, I was just talking about playing some Assault, so I think we're going to go do that. We want to do something that's like aggressive to hold the front line, but also something with a little bit of range. Don't want to just be like a 100-ton Assault with all short-range missiles, because we won't be able to get into range. People will give us the kind of distancing that will deny that. Let's see. Let's go to both sides, see what Assault mechs we have. We have quite a lot of mechs here, as I've played the game for many hours and acquired many. Funny-looking direwolf. I forgot I painted that way. No. Could run a king crab for some funny splat action. They've recently gotten changed, so you can run Ultra 20s in pairs on them, which is pretty good. Could also do some of the stalkers, which I've got drawn up like a dinosaur. That's kind of fun. Plus, laser HSL means we could run 3 binary lasers on that, which is kind of nice. Night Star. Oh, we've got the Night Star splat build here. LB20s and snub PPCs works respectably well. Could do the Corsairs. Decisions. I could also be silly and run the Spooky Atlas. The Spooky Atlas is what it looks like. It is a skeletonized Atlas with big glowing eyes, because I thought it was cool. And it's got short-range splat build, AC-20, 3 SRM-6s, and stealth armor, because, I thought it was funny. Nobody expects a 100-ton stealth mech. Is a 100-ton stealth mech good? Arguable. Is it bad? Again, arguable. Is it funny? Absolutely. When somebody rounds a corner and there's a 100-ton mech there that just cannot show up on radar and suddenly looks down at you with like these big glowing eyes and then fires a bunch of short-range weapons, that is an absolute pants-shitting moment, and I have scared the crap out of multiple players doing this, to the point where they DM'd me after the match. They're like, dude, that's terrifying. Please stop. So I'm very happy with the Spooky Atlas. I think we'll save that for a little bit later. Let's see, Charger. The Charger 1A1 is fun because it's kind of a meme build. It just uses a bunch of small lasers with a big old targeting computer here and a big old engine. Biggest engine you could possibly fit in a mech in this game, by the way, 400 rating. This thing's kind of a joke, but at the same time, like, with the quirks it has, it's got like 65% reduced cooldown. And I can stack some skill nodes on top of that for like absurdly reduced cooldown. So this thing is actually really high DPS, even though it is, of course, like kind of a joke mech. The Charger is notorious for that. Sensor package. Tell you what, we've not really done much laser vomit. Let's go for the quad binary beam turret build on this thing. We took the advanced sensor package, so our zoom levels are super good. This thing fires 4 big binary lasers, which are these kind of white beams of death. They do a lot of damage, but they also generate a lot of heat, so we're going to have to try and manage that pretty well. It means exposing most of the mech, because again, we've only got a binary in each location, so it means we're going to have to stick pretty much the whole thing over top of a hill or a corner if we want to get full damage on people. But it does mean that we can do a lot of laser work, so we're basically going to try and Death Star somebody. It should be fun. Nom. I think that, isn't like Homeworld 3 in like trial mode right now or something? I'm trying to remember. I saw something on Steam and I saw some people playing it where it's like, you've got like it's not a skirmish mode, but it's kind of like a roguelite generated mode or something where you get like this like 3 or 4 stage mission where you can get different upgrades each time. That seems kind of interesting for keeping things fresh. I like randomization in the sense of like dynamic and different challenge each time, so you have to adapt in that. But when you get some things that's just like a coin flip, whether it fucks you or not, that's less than enjoyable. I think the best thing would be like variety RNG versus like reward punish RNG. That's a kind of a way to look at it. It makes you like tech sideways, where it's like, oh, I might not ever go into like flat cruisers or something, but instead you just play against like, hey, here's like Strike Cruiser Central, so you got to deal with all of these like little swarmy ships. It's like, okay, well, I guess I need the flak then. I don't know the Homeworld ships well enough to say if I'm getting the terms right, but you get the idea. I also hope that Sins of a Solar Empire 2 goes well. Apparently that's like Epic Games exclusive right now, but it's also in development, so it'll eventually get released on Steam. Sins of a Solar Empire is another good, fun space. I guess it's a 4X. Is it? Yeah, 4X real-time strategy, same kind of thing there, but another good game I'd recommend to people. Specifically the Rebellion standalone version. That's the kind of best in class right now. It's got super great mod support, so you can play Star Trek, there's Star Wars. I think there might be a Battlestar Galactica mod, but yeah, it's a great space game platform. Also, the base game is pretty good. Base space game, yes. All right, let's see. Who are we up against? Professor Sawdust over there in a Warthog. Mechtick Benny play count. Yeah, we got a couple names on here. Yeah. Give him the old 007 in a second. Gotta get that Sawoot out. Yeah. Yeah. We're back on Emerald Vale once again. We're just doing skirmish. So this is one of the maps I'm a little bit worried about skirmish mode on because, as we saw before, there's the 2 snowy ridges up top where you can park sniper mechs, and then they kind of just decide they want to camp there the entire game.
Good evening, gentlemen.
With any luck, we will get a little more aggressive play. I really hate passive playstyle where you end up just kind of like deciding, here's where we're going to camp. You set up there, and then you just end up waiting for like 5-10 minutes. It's just, I play video games to play them, not to just sit around and wait for something to maybe eventually happen, which is just, like, I think you should reward patience. Don't get me wrong. Like, if you are patient and the enemy makes a misplay or they like get overconfident and do something, yeah, you should do something about that. But when you get into the situations where it's a standoff where both teams are like, okay, Red Rover, send your battle mech over, then that gets very boring very fast. Also, if I'm playing a brawler with a gun line, then it's like, okay, well, I just have to wait until like the last quarter of the game to finally actually do something, versus everyone else who's like, hey, I'm gonna have a gunfight at like 1,000 meters here. Just enjoy. Yeah. It also seems that a lot of the people who end up gravitating towards Big Sniper in this game, I'm just going to say it, not a lot of them are very good. I think it's a game mode, or game style rather, that you can play and play decently well. Like, you can set up a mech up top and they can provide suppression fire and that. But generally speaking, the people you see who end up gravitating towards that play style, not the greatest players. The ones who know how to play up a little bit closer and manage like torso tanking, where it's like you swing to the left and the right and stuff to mitigate incoming fire onto your vulnerable parts. You can see the people who know how to position close quarters so that they can get just the right engagement range. Yeah, I think that that's like a more rewarding play style versus many people who, again, I say are just one-handed gaming, just sit up like on top of that ridgeline there, just click on any mech that pokes itself out. Yeah.
Target acquired.
That's my little hot take on Mechwarrior stuff, which is not really a hot take because people have rambled about snipers and passive gameplay in this for a long, long time. I think it also stems from a lot of people who don't know what they're doing, so they gravitate towards the more passive roles like long-range missiling or laser vomit from like 8 kilometers, from 800 meters. So, yeah. Ooh, we have jump jets on this thing. That'll be nice. I'm going to try and jump jet up here and see if I can't peek over and maybe microwave somebody to death in a second. Like that guy? Oh, that guy. Ow. Okay, well, hat trick over there. We just put a big old laser blast into. I looked at another charger there for a second, but thought better of it because he was going to dip back into cover. So, now they know what we are. You can see our zoom is way far in because we have the advanced sensor package. We're just going to watch this sightline for stuff like that. There we go. It's going to dip back into cover in a second. Yeah. Alright, let's see. You are not going to peek out, after all. You are, though. We're just going to microwave that thing, trying to keep all of our laser focus in one area. Lasers are nice because they're hit scan, and you can kind of scalpel apart enemy mechs. That said, they're also a bit of a problem because they are hit scan, and the longer range a hit scan weapon is, the more problematic it becomes. Because as it turns out, when you peek somebody from like 1.5 kilometers away, and they can just laser scalpel off part of your mech, that kind of ruins a bit of gameplay there. So yeah. Like high-velocity weapons like Gauss paired with ER large lasers are sort of problematic in certain circles because you can just deal damage very safely from afar, and there's not really much you can do besides, you know, just hide under a rock. And sometimes that's just not an option if you want to actually play the game. Overload left side, it looks like there's split going for our right. Doing little callouts here and there while I can. I do a bit more callouts off stream because I'm less set on. I don't really know if I'm entertaining here or if I'm just like rambling incoherently, but y'all are here for it, so thank you. Just gonna take a look over this hill and see what there's to see. Hello, you. Wow. Yeah. A lot of commandos out tonight. I'm not sure if there's a sale on or if they're just popular or what. And Overlord Warlord. Yeah, that's a combo. Hi there, you. See that Jägermech there, which we just cooked the left side into. He's got no armor, so we should be able to jump up here again and then hopefully get a second burn. Oop, in that case, we slipped and fell, so unfortunately wasted a bunch of our laser there. We do cool down ever so slightly faster if we stand still, but that does make us vulnerable, because again, we're standing still. Left side overload looks like it's gone poorly there. Try and peek out now that we've cooled down. Again, always want to be using your resources, so let's try and use our laser heat up here. Wop, wop. I've got another burn before I'm overheated, so we'll be able to do another shot here. I'm just holding this sight line, basically, punishing anyone who peeks out, because, again, I've got long-range scan weaponry, and they do not.
Left torso.
So, hi, you. Wow.
Target spotted.
In this case, that thing is almost blown out, so I can hopefully get one more shot here. If they're smart, they will not peek this, because they should know that I'm watching it. That said, I know that I will risk something, because it would be incredibly stupid to peek that for a third time, so they won't, right? Surely not. Anyways, I can see a enemy stone rhino going up there. Ooh, off the side torso with you. Haha. Cool. Now we're going to just go for half a burn there. I didn't expect to actually get a full burn into him. There's a Jägermech there, which I believe we took the side off. We're going to go back to our spot we were at in the first part of the game, because our side is about to get rolled on here. Hi, you. Carve you out in the center. Keep an eye on our flank, and then carve this guy once more. There we go. Ow, ow, ow. Have to watch our backside, as we see the enemy is rolling around. We're just going to try and surgical strike somebody here in a second. Come on, you. Using our advanced zoom as best we can. And bloop, back armor. Bloop. There we are, melting them as best we can. Got to pop our cool shot now. Bloop. I walked a little bit into their legs there, which was a mistake. Have to manage my engagement angles here.
Target acquired.
As for you,
Spotted.
they're just going on me as best they can here. Fortunately, this guy is doing respectably well. I'm going to drop an arty strike here to counter that angle, and then see if we can't get a kill here. Yep, you're going to commit onto me, and then I'm going to cook you. Hi there. Wah wah. Get red.
New target acquired.
Oh, okay, we've been unfortunately flanked here by a bunch of light mechs, which we can't do anything really about besides microwaving that guy. We got one more before we went down. I will take it. GG. We tried. Unfortunately, our left flank there kind of looks like it counter-rotated quickly and collapsed us, and then it just kind of turned into a bit of a skirmish. We did respectable damage, 762, 3 kills to our name, 1 solo, 1 kill most damage dealt, 3 assists, meaning we did a little damage across there. I feel pretty good about that one. We were fairly surgical with our strikes, we made good usage of our heat and armor and such. Yeah. I think that we did our part, but again, remember, you're only going to win on average about half of your games, so just focus on trying to see your stuff. Did you do everything right? Yes, no, maybe so. What can you improve? What can you do differently in that? And yeah, just don't focus too much on the win-losses. And if you're just like trying to say, hey, okay, what did I do well in this match? Instead of looking at your win rate, you will improve. And then you will feel a lot better about yourself than tracking it just like, oh no, I lost this game, or oh yay, I won this game. That's my advice for everyone who's trying to improve at things. That's really why I'm like kind of doing some of my streamer stuff, just trying to teach people how to improve in the mindset to be happy with gaming, because a lot of stuff is very binary in the sense of like either you win and you feel good, or you lose and you feel bad. Then sometimes you can get a bit burnt out with a game where even when you're winning, you just feel like that's the norm. It's like, oh no, I lost now. This is bullshit. Wow, 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 wow. So we're gonna play this one again. This was kind of fun to microwave some people with. The binary laser is very good for the front-loaded damage, but as we saw in that case, I had to expose a lot of my mech. We managed to bait that dragon in at the last second because they knew I was the last one, and they thought I was going to retreat back there. So by dropping the arty strike and then coming back from the path that we'd taken, we were able to cook into their open side torso and then blow up their engine. Then on the commando that was in front of us, he just assumed that we were not going to be able to hit him, and I'll be honest, I didn't really expect to hit him with my walking lasers, but here we are. So I'm fairly confident with the 3 kills I managed. Do our magical ear wiggles again. Let me just check something real quick. Yeah. Yep, this all looks okay on the other side. Just checking to make sure that bitrate was coming through okay for y'all, because it gave me one of those like big scary warning spike things saying, data, blag. I look over, it's like, oh no, you're just like, what's it? It's like my upload rate is like 6,000 kilobits per second, That's what I've got coded in OBS as. And if it peaks ever so slightly over that, Twitch likes to freak out at me for some reason. I think it's just because they throttle uploads a certain amount so you don't completely bombard their servers with data. All right. Anyways, Vitric Station Assault. We saw on Vitric Station before when the enemy decided they wanted to just push over because we didn't have enough front line that they were able to get away with it. Now, in this case, we're going to see if we can't try and deny them a little bit of their aggressive frontlining by doing a bit of it ourselves. Again, we're focusing more on kind of a damage over time build. We've got long-range hit scan. Well, I guess kind of like mid to long range. Binaries aren't the longest range in the game compared to something like, say, Gauss rifles, PPCs, ER large laser, for example. But we're still able to keep the enemies respectably far back with some precision damage strikes, and if you can surgically dismantle a mech or two before they get into the fray, you'll have a pretty good chance. Generally, trying to aim for a side torso is the best, as you'll be able to either make them very much exposed, depending on which kind of loadout they have. Like, if you open up, say, the right torso of a hunchback, they're going to have a very bad time, because that's where most of their weapons are stored. Comparatively, you could try and core out a mech, say, just hitting it in the center torso a lot, so then your allies all will gravitate their fire towards that thing. It's just setting up little plays and things like that you can exploit later. That, or if you sometimes want to, you can just decide, hey, I'm just going to shoot at this mech in the general area, because at the end of the day, damage is damage, and depriving the enemy of armor is generally a good thing. So, again, though, remember what we said earlier in the stream about just trying to make sure that you're doing meaningful damage, not just, peppering something from like 1,000 kilometers kind of deal. I keep saying a kilometer instead of a meter. Cybat wishing us good luck. Hit him with the 007 in return, and we'll go from there, and yeah. Magical ear wiggles for good luck.
Online.
All right, let's get into him.
Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal. Override engaged.
Also, thing to note was that despite the fact we're using a kind of like mid to long range laser vomit build, we are still getting into the front line and sharing our armor with our allies, meaning that we're kind of like essentially protecting them. We're providing another target. We can take enough hits that it doesn't really matter if we get like one or two big salvos into us. We can shrug that off. But say a light, medium, or heavy mech might suffer a little bit more than that. If you're going to be an assault, you kind of have to be in the front line because you can take hits that most other mechs of the game just can't. Just remember your role and how to play it. And it's like doing what you can that others can't. Like, if you see an assault running off to go cap a point, generally it's better if a light mech does that because, again, the assault mech, while it can cap the point, it's just better suited for doing other tasks. So use your tools right. I do love the advanced sensor package, just like how much zoom it gets me without having to do the picture-in-picture thing. It's like, actually, hang on. That's not like a huge difference. Like, that's like nothing. That's supposedly, like, this is a 4x, and this is supposed to be a 7x. That's like, that's nothing. What the hell? I don't believe that that is like a 4x zoom. Like 4x, 7x. I think that that has to cap out, because, like, I'm pretty sure that that is not, like, actually a 7x difference. Maybe it is? Maybe it's just not as pronounced as I thought. Oh. All right. Let's see. We'll just waddle our way up here. It's kind of the center of the map. We are skirmish, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's skirmish.
Target
Either way,
acquired.
first customer marked target there. Yeah. We mark enemies because they stay spotted for like 5 seconds, which gives us intelligence about which angle they
New
might be
target
moving towards.
acquired.
See some pulse laser going off there. The purple variety means they're X-pulse, so they want to stay staring at us for a long time. See, this, that is a, that's a Gauss large laser sniper. So they're going to basically hang out there the entire game, and we just have to not give them a line of fire. Because they're going to pretty much, again, just try and play their long-range game very passively and sit there. This, on the other hand, we are going to absolutely microwave. Twist ourselves so we don't get shot.
Need assistance.
Good call for help here. Missiles incoming, but I'm confident they do not have a line of fire on us. We're just going to wait for one of them to peek out here. Quickly swapping back and forth between. See some machine gun fire down there, keeping ourselves aware. Yep, there's one of them, a Howl, which I believe is a Timberwolf.
New target acquired.
Again, I wish they would give us the prefix.
Artillery
It's like,
strike
it's
online.
really nice to not have to memorize every legendary they come out with. You blarg. Zap that thing as best we can, taking quite a few hits there in return.
New target acquired.
Get microwaved. Haha.
Level
Okay,
critical.
so we did cook ourselves a little bit there, but because we only peeked over for like less than a second, it didn't do any overheat damage to us, which is quite good. Our team is kind of getting rolled on this side, so we're just going to tuck ourselves in here and hope for the best. Okay, that's less than stellar. I need to not be here. Yeah, okay, they're just all going to push the left side. I'm probably dead here. Expose my back armor briefly. Twist sides. Nope, we're dead. In that case, I don't know why the team pushed left side when we knew there was a king crab out there doing things. Maybe I should have called that out to them, but yeah. We set up our position there. We should have been like making the call outs and stuff. Yeah, the king crab, as you can see over there, easy target. A lot of people gravitating their fire towards it now. We're down by 3, and a bunch of our assault front line is gone. We're about to be down by 4 when this guy blows up because he's overheated badly and it's getting torn up. So that's unfortunate. In this case, it was partially our fault because we were split off from the team and we should have done better coordination with our allies. We just weren't quite sure where the main formation was. Usually, if you're an assault in the front, most people will follow you. It's not exactly like a sheep herd lemming thing. It's just that having an assault mech when you're like lighter than it, typically people will shoot the big mech and leave the lighter ones. In this case, we see again, here's a case where assault decides to play passively, long range fire. They're probably going to end up being the last one alive, and like they might be doing a bit of damage here, but it's not stopping them winning. Like they're already up by 8, so there's no shot in this game for us. Rather unfortunate to see that. We'll just hop into a new one then, rather than stick around for a loss. Yeah, it does still count as a loss. In this case, though, we just don't need to see the end score screen. We already saw that we did negligible damage, and enemy team saw what we were doing and capitalized and punished. So credit to them. Yeah. I think that still thinking about that spooky atlas. What do we want to play? I'm gonna play a Mad Cat 2B. Yeah, this thing's respectable enough. This actually has a part of my color scheme, kind of like my outfit has here. As you can see, I've got the bit of the blues going on for the hair. I've got the kind of gray of the hoodie and the white. Because technically, I've actually got a shirt on underneath. We see if this works. And there you are. You can see my little t-shirt with my fish icon. Most people don't see this. I like to have the hoodie on. It's a little less harsh on the eyes. And also because it keeps me nice, warm, and cozy and says Catboy. Yeah. I like the fish. I talked to my artist about it. Mom, if you're watching, thank you for that. Yeah. And I was like, okay, I just want like a fish on the shirt. Why? Because I think the fish was funny. We just did like a little fish icon. We're like, okay, do we want like more details on this? And like, no. We're just gonna keep it as the fish. The fish is just funny. Fish. Yeah, I like fish. That's why I got a tuna can emote. Anyways, this is your kind of like standard frontline Mad Cat 2B variant. You've got Ultra 10s in the arms, which is pretty standard. A lot of people like to run Ultra 5s. They're a bit better at range, kind of like for the Daka angle. I'm running LB 10s in this case because shotgun is good. And yeah, we're going to take this thing out for a spin, I think. A lot of heavies and assaults in the current queue, so we might have a little bit of queue time. If you want to get faster queues, generally picking the less popular tonnage at the time is best. Like we saw there was, I think, like 14% of the ladder was light mechs. So if we grabbed a light mech, we'd probably find a game very fast since the game... Well, the matchmaker tries to balance out tonnages relatively. Like, you might end up in a team that has no, say, exact lights, but you'll get, like, a few mediums or two in there that are on the, like, pretty close to light category. I like Emerald Vale again. Let's just go for Emerald Vale. Looks like Canyon's going to prevail. Try for domination on that. Canyon Network, I don't think it's a bad map. I just think it's a map that I played too much of, so I got a little too used to it. It's gotten sent through the rework grinder more times than I think any other map has, so there's that. Yeah. It's a very good map if you have jump jets, but if you don't, then you can end up kind of getting stuck in some of the canyons, and it takes a while to rotate out of those. And once you get stuck on the low ground, it can be a bit of pain because people just take the high ground canyon walls and shoot down on you, and then that's suffering. So it's also because I know quite a few spots on the map that are very popular for people to just kind of set up and camp with, and then that leads to, again, very passive gameplay style where you pretty much just set up your gun line and sit there the entire game instead of like moving around or repositioning. I like when a game rewards you for repositioning, flanking, doing that kind of thing. Just basically not sitting there, just like slapping at each other from 5 kilometers or stuff. There I go again, 5 kilometers. Yeah, I played too much Nebulous where things are measured in kilometers often. So. But it's also nice to take a little change of pace and get back into Mechwarrior. I think I'll be back for Neb on Monday if any of y'all are looking for some more of that kind of stuff. Mechwarrior is kind of a impromptu thing I decided on tonight. I was like, I'm not really sure what I feel like streaming, so I hung out for a little bit, and I said, screw it, Mechwarrior. look over the team. We are playing against Yo Mama Obama and Soapy Squirrel. Those are names. Yes. A big sippy of water here. Yeah, if anyone in chat has a particular mech or playstyle or something else they want to see me mess around with out here, go ahead, drop it, and let me know. I own most mechs in the game. I don't think I own, like... Well, I'm pretty sure I have, like, one of most chassis. I think there's, like, 600 or 700 actual mech variants in the game, so I obviously don't own every one of those. I've got, like, 200 of them, I think. But I also have cash, so I can buy things in the shop if I need to. Yeah.
Reactor
And I do like
online.
puzzling various different builds and deciding what I want to do at a particular time.
Weapons
I'm more leaning
online.
towards kind of like brawling, direct damage dealers, and that kind of stuff,
Systems
just because I find that gameplay style fun.
override
But
engaged.
I'm not against playing something a little different, like trying to do some LRM boatage here and there. I just don't find it to be the most entertaining sort of gameplay
Oh,
style.
sorry, buddy.
Not too much you can really do with that besides, you know, just lock onto your target and then fire missiles. You know, see our light mechs tearing up ahead of us. We've got our assaults to our left and our assaults to our right. So we're going to be the kind of like frontline sort of... Basically, we're playing the anchor of our team. We're meant to set up on a point and then people can revolve around us. We'll be the front line, taking hits, dealing damage back. Just kind of like the stable fronts. That way people can start doing flanky nonsense and other silliness. Battlemaster's ever so slightly faster than us, just to be able to get ahead. Yeah. It's our goal to try and, well, pretty much just throw autocannon fire at somebody. We have LB10s instead of Ultra 5s, which is a side grade to this build that I quite like. You do have to drop the engine size a little bit to do it, because LB10s weigh a bit more. But it gives you more consistent firepower.
Artillery
Downside to
strike.
Ultra Autocannons is if you're boating only Ultra Autocannons, you can end up jamming all of them, and then you can't fight back. You don't have this problem when you run a mixture of Ultra Autocannon and LB10, and it just gives you this nice kind of similar range bracket, very effective damage dealing. Plus, once you shipped off armor, the LB10s are really good at critting internals, so
Enemy
you're
base
quite
is
good
being
at
captured.
tearing apart like mechs that have gotten their armor stripped out,
New target.
which you're probably going to end up doing.
Delta.
In case, that is a Stone Rhino with 4 LB20s, so we do not want to get close to that.
Target spotted.
Delta Stone Rhino, light it up. In this case, we're going to duck into cover because we know it's going to be facing us and it wants to return fire. We're just going to wait until somebody else takes the initial aggro of it or gets attention distracted, and then we engage.
Acquired.
In this case, it lost half of its stuff. There's some missiles going out. Ooh, hey, here's a Black Knight with a shield. Yeah, this is one of the new mechs. I really like seeing the shields get added to the game because it's a really cool mechanic since it rewards torso twisting a lot. In this case, we're just going to light up that thing as best we can. Hi, you.
New target
You are firing missiles at me. If you hold that lock, you're going to regret it. Come here, bud. In this case, we see him going around the corner. Yep, I respect it. He is literally being the wall for our team. Yeah.
Charlie's also
Look at that.
the
Just
target.
his huge shield takes a whole bunch of damage. And, I mean, come on. It's a battle mech with a shield. How can you not think this is the awesomest shit? Give him a sword, too, please. I do kind of wish we had melee, but it would really not work with the game's structuring.
Target spotted.
We are going to instead be the wall here.
If you push them hard in Charlie 4, you outnumber them.
Where are they? There's one. Gonna go instead onto the lighter targets down low, like this Ebon Jaguar. Golf Ebon, open center torso.
Acquired.
I'm going on him.
Target spotted.
See, we've blown up half of that Shadow Cat here. Switch to thermals so we get our best possible shot.
Incoming missile.
You there.
New
Hi.
target acquired. Artillery
Almost got him.
strike online. Target destroyed.
Got that one. And then there should be one behind me, like so. Just gonna counter rotate and light him up. Thankfully, our allies covered our side there. We called our push, and we're gonna punish them now.
Don't be too afraid to push them where you see them.
Charlie Huntsman, light him up.
Charlie.
Need assistance.
Target
He's taking a leg out. There we are.
Beautiful.
We're up by 4. Continue the NASCAR. Going Foxtrot. See, this is the wonderful thing where you like get people on the same page. We just start rolling them. Hotel Moonwalker's a threat. I'll take the heat. Follow me.
Follow you.
Target spotted. Need assistance. Target spotted.
Stay close to Kilo and he can not hurt you with those APMs.
I am your wall. Forward.
B10 destroyed. Right torso.
Ebon Jaguar, center torso.
Center torso.
See, that is how you play an assault mech. You deal a little bit of damage, and then you decide, you know what? I am better as a wall here. They all focus fired me instead of my team. So by sacrificing like that, yes, I did give up my damage potential, but I allowed all of my allies to really capitalize on that push as we move forwards. had to trade out there. It's knowing when you need to do a commitment like that that can make you very good for the game. Like, I could have just sat there and traded fire, but that would have given the opportunity to take out a bunch of my allied mechs. Instead, I just decided, you know what? I can tank all these hits. I might go down,
I think they're
but
both
that's
Echo
already
5.
decided the fight.
We're Echo 5.
Affirmative.
This
Red
Yes.
Reaper is going to go down
Echo
there.
5
Wah,
left,
wah.
I like that.
Echo 5 behind the hill.
Artillery strike.
The last one should be up
Indeed,
here-ish somewhere.
Yep,
Yeah.
E5.
That's the little callouts you can do that make for really good gameplay. I think it's a Huntsman Echo 5.
It's a Arctic cheetah.
Nope.
Arctic wolf.
Arctic Wolf.
Affirmative.
Target
There you go.
acquired.
That thing should pop any
You got
second now.
18 12 left, that's it.
Hug him in, he can't
Target
hurt you.
destroyed.
Good game. Well played, everyone.
Beautiful.
So yeah, that's what a coordinated push looks like, and that feels really, really good.
Love you, man. Love you.
Hey, I gotta be frontline some days. Just gotta throw me at him. Yeah. Very happy with how that worked out. Where's that Black Knight? I think it's this one, the XNT2. That didn't do a lot of damage, but again, it was the wall that tanked really well there, and then after it had kind of like moved off, it was like, okay, this is my turn now. Did I end up blowing up? Yes. But importantly, I took all the damage that could have gone to softer damage dealers. They lost all their stuff on that area. We did not lose all our stuff. They only lost me. So that's how you do fun, aggressive frontline pushing. You just decide, you know what? I'm going to push you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Yeah. Maybe I could have torso tanked a little longer there, but there's only so much you can do. Like, they were smart and they took off my arms, but again, all of their attention was focused on me, and after my arms were gone, I wasn't really a threat, but I still took a lot of fire. So very happy with that push. That worked out quite well. Also had to give credit to my teammates for capitalizing on it. And yeah, it shows what good comms do. You just say, hey, I'm going to push this. Follow me. And people should. Kind of enjoying the assaults right now, but I want to play something a little different here. We already played our Charger. We've played some frontline assault with our Mad Cat 2B. Very fun mech. Could go with the Cyclops here, which is a funny name for it. Give it a tramp stamp that says sexy, because I thought it was hilarious. And we've got a big old eye on it. Got 4 LB10 shotguns, so maybe not as much damage as our contemporary, the Mad Cat, but they are torso mounted, so they're a little bit harder to knock out than taking off the arms, for example. Could run this. I do like the eye decal I put on as well. It makes it look very spooky, scary Skyclops. Actually, we haven't done heavy PPC slinging today, so let's do some of that. The awesome 8Q is, well, it's got 3 heavy PPCs and the quirks to run it. It is basically a barn that grew legs and decided it wanted to waddle at the enemy. It does a lot of front-loaded damage. These 3 PPCs combined is 45 damage, pinpoint. So that is a pretty good nasty wombo combo. We elected to go with the PPC in the arm instead of the left torso here, which you could do. You have the hard points to mount it there. I did this because it means that if I'm, say, coming around a corner or I want to shield my right side, I'm able to do that with my entire left torso. And if I come around a corner, I only need to expose the right side of my mech, which feels pretty good when you're corner peeking. So that's our intention. If I put in the left torso, it would be a little less vulnerable than in the arm, but it also means that I have to expose more of my mech going around a corner, and if I lose the left side, then I lose offensive firepower. It also means that I lose the ability to elevate with the arm to shoot down things like UAVs. So I think that if you're going to run the Awesome with its 3 heavy PPC loadout, this is one of the ways you should probably be doing it for the 8Q. There's another Awesome variant. I think it's the, where is it? 8V, 9M. Yeah, I think it's the 9M also has PPC. Yeah, it's got extra PPCs. But in that case, this one has, it's got the left, right, and center that you have to load them out with so you can fire 3 heavy peeps versus the 8Q, which stacks it all on one side. So we're going to take this thing out for a little spin then. I do kind of want to throw blue thunderbolts at people, which are very fun when... It's very fun when it hits, and when it misses, you kind of like shake your head and you're like, yeah, I missed my shot. But again, it's rewarding precision, and I like games that do that, where I think the laser weapons in Mechwarrior Online, like at long range, is a little too easy to do. Like, travel time is a balancing factor. PPCs are quite nice because they don't have drop on like autocannons and stuff, so they are pretty solid at long range. You can just throw a few of them out there and get some damage dealt. Very rewarding for leading a light mech and plastering his damage. Comparatively, I find large lasers at long range is kind of boring because you're pretty much just like, yeah, no, you just point towards the enemy and you kind of click on them, and then you just hold the laser there for a second or so. And with the hit scan nature of it, it's just a little too easy to do that. So, yeah. Do our magical wiggles for good luck. still in the group of, like, if long-range weapons have, like, a bunch of lead time, like, you need to actually lead your shot, and there's travel and drop and stuff, I'm okay with those being powerful. It's something that rewards skill, and there's enough variance at that time. Like, if you're trying to hit a long-range moving target with something that deals a ridiculous amount of damage, like, yeah, if you get that hit, credit to you, that's a hard target to hit. That's why I'm okay with games that run sniper rifles that are, like, projectile instead of hit scan. You get, like, a long-range combat encounter, and you can try and, like, fire a shot. And if you manage to perfectly sync up, like, a guy who's, like, in a Jeep just, like, cruising along, and then you, like, dome him with a shot that you had to lead, like, 2 or 3 seconds ahead of time, that is really good gameplay, and that feels like a lot of fun. Comparatively, you get sort of hit scanny games where it's like, oh, yep, I'm just going to, like, point and click at you. It's like, well, that's not very fun, because now it doesn't matter if you're, like, 5 feet away from them or, 1,000 feet. Wah. I feel like I go on the long-range hit scan rant a lot, but it keeps coming up in various games I play and why certain games struggle to have certain mechanics exist. It's a repeat issue in a lot of games that have that in their arsenal. Be it shooters or tactical games, strategy games, etc. Ooh, okay, Solaris City Domination. So we're going to be fighting for the middle of the Solaris little plaza thing there. I think it's a fountain with a little spinny bit in it, so we'll see where we go from here. Yeah. We have got heavy PPCs, which means we want to be holding down a long sight range. A long sight line with our range. That's what I was trying to say. English not my very good. English not good, do hard right now. Waplet. Nekoboy's having a stroke. Never mind, everyone. Post canceled. Go home. All right, let's try sentences again. So, we want to be holding down a long sight line here with our guns because we do a lot of front-loaded damage. Our goal is to fire a shot that will inflict crippling damage on someone, hopefully knocking off an arm, stripping out a side torso, etc. But we also want to be present enough that we are, like still contributing to the frontline tankiness, like being present just even close to an enemy. It does put a little bit of pressure on them, so we want to get like close, but not too close, if that makes any sense. Trying to take advantage of our range where we can, but also be in range where if we need to be the wall like we were last game, we can do that. That's at least how I play assault mechs. I could be the guy who sits at like the very back corner of this map and tries to like farm up 1,000+ damage every game and then complain on the forums, but that doesn't get me wins, so I don't do that. Yeah. We got the soapy squirrel on our side, along with a chicken whisperer. What would you whisper at chickens? I don't know. Maybe it's like, I mean, chicken whisperer implies you're whispering to chickens, right? So we'll see.
Don't worry too much about the folders, I guess.
Boot up our everything here. And the little detail I like about Mechwarrior Online is that all the cockpits of the mechs are different, so it gives you this kind of like nice different feel every time you load in. That said, one thing I don't like is that all of them have different sounds. Some of the mech sounds in this game are awful, and it's part of the reason why I won't play things like a Commando or a Cicada unless I have to, because, yeah, it's just, those sounds are awful. You whisper sweet nothings. Ah, yeah, sweet nothings to chickens. There you go. Maybe that's what if I ever play like Stardew Valley or something, I'll just be like, ah, yes, we're whispering sweet nothings to chickens now. That's our game plan. I don't see myself ever really playing Stardew. It's just not my kind of game. I don't think it's bad or anything. It's just I know what appeals to me and what doesn't, and well, it's kind of in the doesn't. I'm glad that people enjoy it though. Soapy is still connecting by the looks of it, so we are down a heavy mech. Hellbringer, I think. Yeah, it looks like. Kind of make it out on the map. Anyways, Centurion ahead of us here. Hello, Centurion. Don't mind me. Alright, so we're going to be waddling our way forward. So you can see we've got our Lance of Assaults over there, which we might want to join up with, but we're going to be leading the charge with our other mechs here. We'll try and hold the right side, because that's our sort of like bias side. All of our guns are on the right side of our mech, so... See, they've gotten themselves pretty far ahead into the timer, so a bunch of our light movers just didn't end up getting up into circle. If we have any light movers, I'm not really sure if we do. We have a mislinks, okay, so there's at least one of them. Oop, I guess we're going low ground, because we messed up getting up top there, so whatever. Alright. This is kind of a perfect spot for us to park and do this with. I already stripped out his left torso. Let's go. So if he peeks that again, he's in for a very bad time. Hi, you. We can see light mech moving there. Bloop. Can't really see that far. One of the limiting factors of our mech is our sort of like effective ability to see. So there's an Annihilator there. We're just kind of holding our ground here. Enemies are, they're relatively pushed off. We're going to advance a little bit more, get ourselves some better cover. Again, important to reposition. If the enemy knows where you are, you should probably be doing something about that. Staying in one spot static is a very good way to get an artillery strike or other flank dropped on your head. In this case, we might be able to thread the needle here. Oh, we got a little bit of shot there. I think some of those went wide, though. Ooh, what do we got here? A blood asp. Okay. So the enemy is kind of pushing around here. We don't have an angle on that, so we won't bother. We'll just continue to hold the right side here. Battlemaster is up top, providing some assistance. So, you.
There's a bunch of Delta 3-2.
That thing just took a direct hit from us, so I'm going to try and snap it out of existence. Never mind, our ally gets it. So, nice thing we did there was we hit it with PPCs, which counters the stealth armor, making it so it is seeable. Now we need to try and get this thing. Just realized that Jägermech says ass on the back. That's kind of funny. Oh, we just barely missed our shot there because he twists at the last second. Pair of Jägermechs with us. Focus fire, Echo, Blood Asp, Center Torso. Call our shots there. All right, enemy is dealt with in the midfield. That thing is about to go down, so we're not going to waste our time on it. So we're going to continue to hold the right flank here, trying to take some of the heat off our Battlemaster.
Rifleman with 3 binaries is center torso.
We're going to be moving up here now, see if we can't get ourselves into the enemy. I'm using thermal mode so I can see the enemy a little bit better right now. Hi there. Bloop. Hit that thing's right torso, taking it apart. Ooh, that's actually a stock summoner. That's kind of nice. I recognize the loadouts. I have done a bit of reading on the Mechwarrior Battletech wiki about certain loadouts and stuff. That thing is almost toasted there. They're on the back foot right now, to say the least. Since we are pushing them back fairly well. We're using our right side peeking again to our advantage. Ah, just barely miss him. That said, we did take off that guy's left side armor earlier, so he is vulnerable. Firing our laser there because we can't hit him with our other stuff. Should be good. You. Bloop. Gotcha! That was the first one we spotted at the start of the game, and we have heavily punished him. Anyways, this thing is going to go down in a second. Whoop. Anyways, that would be... There's my skull icon. There it is. 2 for the Catboy. Let's go. We're up to 7-3 now, just by doing precision fire. Yeah. Consistent frontline pressure, and we're just folding them now, so that's going to be another one down there. Yeah. Not much really to contest here, as we just managed to put more stuff in the right places than they did. They had a bunch of their stuff kind of like bottled up, not sure which angle to push, and we managed to take aggressive plays against them. Just gonna mark these ones now as they're kind of on the run. We're NASCARing around. You can see the rest of my lance kind of going up there. Gonna move ourselves up top. Switching over to night vision mode. We can see this here with our lovely contrast. Come on, buddy. Make sure I'm lined up right here. Don't want to fall down. Should be... Oh, there we are. Bloop. Unfortunately, did not get the angle.
New target
There's a
acquired.
UAV above you, Echo 5.
Hey, Atlas.
Target spotted.
Hi, you.
Sorry.
Oop. Okay, that's the thing. Gonna twist around like so.
Target spotted.
Fortunately, my guns don't really do full damage at this range. But when you walk into a wall like that...
Target spotted.
All right, let's get him, chat. We're probably not going to catch this guy, but I might get one last good shot off on him on this corner if we're lucky. Which we do get a hit. Ooh, that's his side torso gun. All right, so he'll be cleaned up in a second. That's the last one. Golf center torso, last one, Shadowcat. And pop.
Target destroyed.
Ah, perfect timing.
Success and achievements on the surface.
I'm quite happy with how that one worked out. Again, not really much of a challenge there, unfortunately, because we did kind of, like, get, Or one there, yeah. We didn't do that much damage, but we got damage where it mattered. That initial shot on the Urban Mech was probably the best thing I did that game. Just stripping off that thing's left side armor made it very vulnerable. Allies were then able to follow up, inflicting critical hits on that thing, taking off a lot of his weapons and stuff, so feel really good about that. It's the benefit of having a bunch of front-loaded damage like this. You can be very decisive with where you put your shots. You put it into a side torso or the center torso, and suddenly a mech that had armor just suddenly doesn't. Yeah, I'm quite happy with how that worked out. A lot of credit to the team for just kind of pushing up aggressively, deciding, hey, the enemy is in a poor position. We can capitalize on this. That blood asp we saw in the middle of the map, he just was in a poor spot there and fighting too many mechs at once. He tried for a last reckless charge. Yeah. Overall, pretty good match. Well, for us anyways. I would like to see, again, closer matches. When you get like 12-3, 12-4 stomps, it doesn't feel as great to say, oh yeah, I won this one. It's like, yeah, you kind of won it, and then it's just a snowball fest after that. So it's not so much like you can't do anything when you're on the back foot of a snowball, but once you've lost like 4 mechs to 0, then it's you kind of like firepower there, and Lanchester Law kind of kicks in, and well, snowball, as the name implies. All right, we could do some more medium meching. We've done a little bit of assaults now. I would run a light, but for whatever reason, light mech gameplay always seems to be really choppy when I do capture, so not super inclined to do that, unless, you know, actually, hang on a second. We were in an urban mech last game. I like urban mechs. Where's our little, what's it? That's not the one I'm thinking of. Here it is. Yeah, the little cracked pot one. I love bringing this thing out. So 2 snub PPCs, XL180, jump jets, ECM, double heat sinks, just your kind of standard kit for this. We've got a big old gun in the right side here. Got that lovely sort of like fixed by like liquid gold look to it. Take a look at this thing without the camo pattern on it. See, it's kind of designed to be like a, I forget again what this technique is called, but it's a Japanese thing where you hit like a broken pot and then you end up fixing it by pouring like liquid gold between the cracks, and it makes it this really cool design. Yeah, so we're just gonna go back to our loadout with this. I like the black on it a little bit more because it's some nice kind of like black and gold contrast. Looks a little bit like a dragon egg in a weird way. Yeah, we're just gonna take this thing out for a spin or two tonight, and then yeah. My voice is getting a little bit tired, so I might call it before too long. Try not to stream too long, as I had ended up straining my voice a couple of other times, and it was not very fun the following day after, where I had to sip on a bunch of like lemon water with honey and stuff like that. But yeah, speaking of, I should do a big sippy. Mining Collective Assault. All right, we haven't gotten Mining Collective all night, so this will be a little different. Mining Collective is a very small close quarters map. Not the biggest fan of it, if I'm going to be honest, which does sound weird considering I do enjoy a bit of close quarters combat. It's just the layout of it seems to very much favor the team that deploys on the right side of the map, the eastern angle, rather than the left side, west side. So I'm a little bit unhappy about that, just because it seems like if you get the good side of the map, you're heavily like slanted to win. Versus if you get the bad side, well, you're kind of screwed, and there's nothing you can really do about that. So, yeah. It's just due to the way the ramp design and the cover in the middle section is laid out. Like, I don't think it should be perfectly symmetrical, but I do enjoy when you see, like, a little bit more kind of even split there, rather than just the way we end up getting with it. Give him the 007 salute here. Yeah, the nice little opening of Mechwarrior Online. I don't know why everyone does the 07 salute or whatnot, but hey, it just started happening one day and everyone went along with it, and we've kept doing it since. You might not see it every game, but you still see enough people drop it, so hey. Give the old 007 for that lovely little OO face. OO to you. Alright, let's see some meching. We have a stack on our team here, the 11SB group, probably going against the UR-B group by the looks of it. So we got a Lance versus Lance. Nice to see that balance out there. Rest of us looks like we're just kind of solos, so let's see that fill in. Yeah. Again, teamwork is the dream work, so coordinated Lance, very effective. If you want to play with your friends, it does expect that you're going to be more coordinated than if you're all just like playing together, so... or just like playing together solo queue kind of deal. You might notice if you do some like co-op in this game that you get stacked a little bit against you, just because it's trying to counterbalance for you essentially being on comms, or the expectation of. Oh, that's an interesting question. Do fishnets count as pants? Chat, what do you think? Do fishnets count as pants? I don't really know if that counts as pants. Huh. Well, now I'm gonna wonder this. Okay. This is a question for the ages. All right. Do fishnets count as pants? Yes or no, chat? Make your minds up. Like, It is legwear, so it does count as that. But I don't think the fishnets would count as pants. Well, maybe it's like, depending how fine they are. Like, if they're really like coarse, like, I don't know, like a chain link fence kind of like dispersion, then maybe those don't count as pants.
New target.
But at the same time, if it's like really fine, it's like just very small holes between, you could argue those are pants. At the same time, it's like not really solid, so we're gonna do light mech things to just kind of run off while we think about fishnets and whether or not they are pants, and that's gonna be just on my brain for the next 5 hours or so. Thank you.
Got one in D4 at the corner alone.
Give me a hop here. Think so? They like leggings? Okay, so we consider leggings pants in that. All right.
25%.
I don't know. It seems like they lack the structural integrity in pants. if that makes any sense. I guess people also wear ripped jeans, so
Got
what do I know?
multiples D3.
Oh, fuck. I did not look where I was going. Mistakes were made! Mistakes were made! Catboy distress!
Gonna
Fuck!
meet up in D3.
Acquired.
I did not look at what I was dropping into there at all. Oh boy. Yep. Okay, that happened.
Target acquired.
Woo! I am so glad that this mech has a lot of armor. I just dropped down. I was completely hyper-focused on that shadow cat I was shooting at, and I did not realize I dropped into like a Godzilla and a bushwhacker with racks. It's actually gonna work out for us because they hyper-focused on me, and they're gonna lose like a bunch of their mech here. Boom.
Target
Switch to
destroyed.
thermal mode.
New target acquired.
This is part of why I said our side of the map is a little favored, just because of deploy locations and whatnot. That thing is a stick, so we can just really push onto it. Oop, that's the rest of their team. Hi there. Okay. Egg, meat face, as I say. Oh yeah, it's free, and that is very much not free. I can't see shit.
Target
Okay.
destroyed.
So that's us
New
up like
target
150 tons now, I think, give or take.
25%.
Hi there. There's another urban mech, which I will have to obviously duel because I must be the most urban mech. Turn ourselves
fire
around
right
here,
here, bud.
lowering them out. Yep, there we go.
Damage. New target
To
acquired.
try and hippity hop our way out of this one. Thankfully, our ally is there to help us out.
Yeah.
Our legs are taking a lot of damage as we are doing many a silly thing this match. There's a Hellfire there. Contaminator tag. That's metal. Hi, bud. Bloop. We'll shoot that Timberwolf in the left side torso. Trying to take it down as best we can, as we also get melted a lot. We're gonna just dip back into our team here and let them do the work. We're already up by 3 kills, so we don't really need to push too much harder. We got a Stone Rhino back here. I'm not sure what he's doing. The rest of the front line seems to be engaged over here. We're gonna go
Guys,
poke
I'm
them a
dead
little
D3.
bit.
We're trying to back out.
New target acquired.
Hellfire's pretty lit up, but I might be able to
Help
sneak a
Delta
kill or
3.
two here. Let's see.
I'm trying to give you cover, just
acquired.
move.
Yom.
I can't fail.
I really need the Stone Rhino up in
Pinned in
front.
Delta 3.
I think he's slowly moving his way up. Anyways, now that I traded over to this fight, should be able to get a shot or two in here.
We were tearing them off there.
5%.
I'm pinned.
Fuel at 0%.
We were pinned too.
Not sure if maybe I should have
Yeah,
stayed in that
that's
fight. I don't feel like I was favored since they seemed like they
Yeah,
were
I'm
doing
trying
a
to
pretty good
push.
job of
5%.
snapping shots at me. Instead, I go after something that does not know about me, and we'll see where we get from there. Ooh, that Argus seems to be open center torso. We're gonna jump across here so we can play these close quarters angles like
New
so.
target acquired.
Put around right in his backside there. Let's try and go for the kill. Where did he go? I think he dropped down. Switching over to thermals. Yep, there you are.
Target destroyed.
Right in the tush.
New
Excellent.
target
So that's one for
acquired.
us. We've at least paid off our tonnage.
Limit BP, one shot.
Kilo's open.
Go on to this
At
guy here.
25%.
Never mind. He's already downed.
New target acquired.
Echo
We missed our
PT, one
shot.
shot.
Never mind. He's good.
New target
All right, there we are.
acquired.
So cleaning up shop. Oh, there's
left.
2 Shadowhawks in this game. I was wondering how we got over here.
D3.
All right, let's see. Thermals, night vision, out.
Yeah, they're both here with me,
Target
D4.
acquired.
Should be one around this corner. There you are.
New target acquired.
Put a shot into him, and I broke one of his components. I don't know what it was, but I'm gonna find out. Oh, a little bit of desync there as I warp backwards.
25%.
Cool. A lot of bit of desync. Ugh, what's happening? Come back. Quick cleaner. Bloop. Got a hit into him. Ah, missed the second. Switch over to thermals, and bloop. Oh, aimed high. See just how survivable urban mechs can be. Oh, I aimed high again. I assumed he was gonna pulse his jump jets.
Thank you.
Here we are. That's a hit. You should be XL engine.
Target destroyed.
Good game, y'all. Whew. That was a match. All right. Ugh. Woo. Wow. So yeah, urban mech gameplay. Very fun to hippity hop with these things. It's a light mech that is built basically like an armored trash can. I like them a lot. Urban mechs are kind of a joke in BattleTech universe, but in Mechwarrior Online they're really cool because you can turn them all the way around. Like normally your torso is limited, but these things can rotate 360 degrees completely freely. Oh, I need a drink of water. Hang on. So yeah, 30 tons, 521 damage dealt. I did 2 major oopses that game. First one was me just dropping in front of the enemy like that, and well, that was a poor time for me. Second major oops is kind of saying, hey, yeah, we can just go in on them, and then the like rest of the enemy lance just kind of came around the corner, and I had like 2 or 3 heavies in my face. They didn't shoot me though, which I felt pretty good about. So, bit a few misplays, but thanks to jump jets and good mobility, I was able to correct them. I did kind of abandon that flank there, but I didn't feel like we were going to win that fight anyway, so I went after some kills that I could get, like that Shadow Hack that was hiding up top that I managed to punish. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah. All right, so it's coming up on 3 hours on stream here, and since my voice, I can already feel it going. I would like to keep streaming, but I think that just I'm going to decide to end on a high note there and call it. We got Urban Mech gameplay in for a little bit of silly Catboy action there, as I managed to oops myself at least once. Yeah, let's go ahead and find someone to raid, shall we? Yeah. All right. Who is currently streaming stuff? I can pass you off. Oh, hey, Canopus Cat. They do fun stuff. Tell you what, I am going to go raid them, and we're gonna see where we go from there. Yeah, so you'll get some more Mechwarrior online action and that, chat. Anyways, just load that up here. So starting the raid. So yeah, I've been NekoboyBlue. If you like what you see, you can follow my Twitch. You'll get notifications when I go live. I've got a Twitter that I post some stuff on and interact with some fun people there. You can follow that too. Besides that, we're just going to pass you over to Canopus Cat, and yeah, have a good night. I'll be on for probably Monday with some Nebulous Fleet Command and maybe some more Mechwarrior online if I feel up to it. Until next time, bye!